Let's hear it.
Speed version. Yon Session 2203/22/2022. The party starts in the company of the court in Russalgrad, finding themselves putting on an impromptu musical performance. Ryland challenged Vanderov to a marksmanship challenge. The party had a long, drawn-out conversation with the melodramatic Fey Queen. It leads to a side room where, after conversation, the Queen begins to choke before the party's eyes. The woman they were speaking to changed slightly after mention of needing a new face. Ryland cured the ailment of the woman as Seven tossed the evidence across the country. Cat gave chase to the butler, questioning him on the poisoning. The session quickly turned into a murder mystery as the waitstaff was brought in and the party questioned them. Nimue Safine went to examine the kitchen before coming back with the chokehold poison. Safine eventually, tired of the games, charmed Elprick, Zoya, Glasha, and Ola. All of them confessed to helping with the poison, ignoring it, adding it, or talking about it. Before the party could work out a full plan, the Fey Queen arrived in her new face. The party told her everything that transpired and their new plan. To tell Elprecht as he returns to his handlers. Seven sent his eye out to keep tabs on Elprecht as he met someone in an alley. The person killed him, mounted a skeletal horse, and rode off south. The party, with new baubles as the Queen's newest inquisitors, rode off south after him towards Ustalevoy. Also, in the travels, Safine raised Elprecht back to the land of the living.
Right, Elprecht is back. I forgot that little detail that happened at the very end, and that totally won't throw a wrench into any of my plans. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all good. Last time, you had arrived in the evening, the early evening, to get a glimpse of Ustalevoy on the shores of a lake that I definitely named and just can't remember the name of. I did name it somewhere. But yeah, here you are. Your carriage. Did you come by carriage? I think you did.
Yeah,
we did.
You came by carriage.
Yeah. We have a big prison carriage thing.
That's right. You have a paddy wagon following you around, ready, already carrying prisoners from the incident at the palace.
We police the secret police.
You policed the police. Yeah, and it seems that the secret police might not be entirely as loyal as they purport to be, at least certain individuals. So
I don't think we're as loyal.
What?
I think you see, loyal to the right person. I think the only person who's like super on board with the Fey Queen is probably Kat, and even she's wavering. So
I just love the fact that Ryland was like, I do have the ability to help this person, but I'm not going to until the Fey Queen vacates.
One more face down.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, the many have me on their side at this point.
What have the many done except for attempt to kidnap and like scar people, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not seeing a lot of freedom of religion in their Bill of Rights. So.
Oh yeah, and have you read the Many's Manifesto yet?
No, not yet.
The many manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
The People's Manifesto. Yeah. So you begin rolling up to Ustalevoy. Now I'll tell you, I've got a map. It is in progress, so it is absolutely hideous, especially when compared to this gorgeous art. But use your imaginations. Basically, what you'll see as you roll up to this small, sort of compact city on a little peninsula sticking out into the lake is that it is composed of many towers high towers that stretch up to these very lofty and ornate-looking peaks, and that around these towers are a whole bunch of much lower buildings that sort of surround them and fill in the area between. As you draw nearer, you start to get the sense that, I mean, you can see this at a distance, of course, but you begin to realize that every single one of these buildings, as you come up, has a strange, sort of irregular, organic shape, and no two seem to be quite alike. You don't find many, like, you're probably all fairly accustomed to, roughly squarish or rectangular buildings, but all of these are composed of, like, sweeping curves and then sudden hard angles, and they all seem to be sculpted from seemingly the same material, this kind of white marble-esque stone that is slightly mottled. And it looks to you as if each building sprouts out of the ground made from this stuff. You also notice, as you come in the last few hundred feet into town, that the road switches over. And even in the dark, you can see in the moonlight that it glints of gold. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you this disgusting map.
I was
The
expecting
wizard.
something scribbled on a napkin, so it's nice.
Why are all these clouds on the ground?
So is there like a town gate? Does this town have guards or something?
It does not appear to be guarded. I mean, there are torches that are lit, and you do sort of see a what appears to be a town watch that is on the streets. I suppose not on the map, but in as you come rolling up, you do see a perimeter wall, but it almost seems more decorative than anything, almost like a massive hedge, and interspersed with the hedges, more of this strange white stone marble-ish type stuff that is sculpted into fantastic, almost dreamlike shapes. And it doesn't have like a gate that actually encloses it. It's just sort of a wall that seems to more hem in and define the limits of the city. Get
Well,
my party token out.
if there's people that look like they're on watch, then Seven's gonna hop out and shove his Inquisitor badge in their face and ask them about a man on a skeletal horse that might have rode in. Oh, I don't know, how far behind are we? Like a day?
Yeah, that seems reasonable. They could have come in like the last day or so. This figure, random person, presumably a town guard, looks up at you, looks at the badge, somewhat uncomprehendingly, but still kind of glances up at the group of you. You look like you're in an official conveyance here with this this sort of prison wagon that you've got, and this symbol. It kind of looks like the mortal hand. And And he says, let me talk to my boss about it. Yes? You just wait right here, see if I can't figure out what's going on. Seems a little lackadaisical, but...
We're Inquisitors, serving directly under the command of the Fey Queen. And you want us to wait for your boss? You bring him immediately to speak to us. That's what you do.
Yes, you let us in, and you don't have to explain to him why the loyal servants of the Fey Queen are left waiting at your gates.
You can, Seven, you can give me a intimidation check, and you can have advantage from Cat. You, where the hell is it? $17, not bad. He's like, yes, of course, official, inquisitors of the Fey Queen are always welcome in Ustalavoy. Let me, lead you. And he's going to, start marching off through the city streets.
I don't know. Are the streets here like wide enough for our?
The streets are pretty broad. Yeah, the streets are broad, at least as you're coming in. You'll notice that occasionally they kind of like twist and turn in weird ways around buildings, and they don't quite seem to fit in between the buildings well. And you might realize that like this big coach is probably not going to fit well down some of the side streets, but you stick to the main ones that are more straight. It's okay. And like, I guess intelligence checks would be appropriate. Maybe history. Let's just go with straight intelligence for now. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Wasn't expecting that.
I like to think that this each of you passed this check in sort of two very different ways. Nimue and Seven. Seven, you've traveled a lot. You've seen the world and you've studied. And you kind of have a sense of like there are many ways to arrange a city, and some of them sort of spring up naturally as a settlement grows. Some of them are more organized and structured as the city is planned deliberately. And as you're riding through the streets here, you get the feeling like you get the sense that this place was planned in a way somehow. There's a consistency to everything. Consistently inconsistent in a way, as if somebody was like making a deliberate effort to make sure that every single building here was unique. But also, it strikes you that it's highly inefficient. The way that this city and these streets are laid out is just like this. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Normally, you can think of like, oh, there's districts and there's, blocks and stuff. And this just seems like a collection of buildings that have all been mashed together. Nimue, you kind of come to the same conclusion, but I like to think it's just like incredibly offensive to every artistic sensibility you have.
I love that.
That music give you some downtime.
She just say as we're going along, what is this place? What do they think they were doing?
Well, I mean, I made a city like this once, but I was 7. I'm playing in the dirt.
You know, Ryland, that's actually, it strikes you that's not an inept comparison.
Wow.
It almost does seem like the way that a child would like form buildings out of sand on a beach or something like that.
Wait,
And then they realized
and you were playing in the dirt?
What was that, Mr. 7?
Never mind.
Never mind what?
You said you were me.
I wish. You're pretty cool.
That was a joke.
I wasn't joking about anything there.
I tried.
As
Cat just pats Seven on the shoulder.
He looks more morose than usual.
as you sort of work your way through the streets here, kind of zigzagging back and forth, at a certain point, like as you're around here, you see something that looks markedly different. It is a big open field, almost like a central green or something like that. But in the moonlight, you can see that there are these. They almost look like ponds or lakes or giant puddles of something that are on the ground there, and they have this sort of milky whitish look to them, and they sort of glisten and ripple ever so slightly. And there's people here. There's quite a few people. Yeah, I mean, you've seen a few citizens out on the streets and stuff walking along, but you notice that there seem to be almost like queues of people that are lined up in the general vicinity here, as well as torch wielding more of these town watch, you suppose, that kind of look like they're armed and equipped, and they seem to be monitoring the situation there. As as you continue to ride past, you get a glimpse of a few of the citizens departing from the queue, like at the front of the line, and going down to the edge of these pools, and perhaps drinking from them. It looks like bending down, reaching their hands out towards them. But before you can really get a handle on the situation, the wagon turns away, and you zigzag your way through these tight little streets. The wagon kind of has to back up and go forward a couple of times to like make it around one of the tighter turns. And eventually you find yourselves coming to the base of one of these towers that goes spiraling up in a sort of twisting shape. Has strange like lumps and protrusions coming off of it. Definitely doesn't look like a lot of the architecture that any of you are accustomed to. But this Night's Watchman, who has been leading you on, approaches a door and knocks on it. And you see that there's a slit that opens in the door. There's some words exchanged. Like anyone who wishes to give me an insight check.
Ryan keeps passing bullshit.
Cat
Go, Rylan.
Cat and Ryland, both of you have kind of been keeping an eye on this guard as you've been riding along. Something about him doesn't strike you as quite right. He's not wearing like livery per se. He's not wearing the like you know what you would expect to see, some sort of official patch or badge. People seem to, you know, treat him with a certain degree of authority. You know, citizens have like cleared out of the way as he's led this carriage onward. But especially the way that he like goes up to the door and he's talking quietly at this door, it seems off to you. It seems more shady than it should, and you don't know why.
Shady. Huh.
Like he's wearing armor, but you notice like his armor's a little rough around the edges, a little like piecemeal.
This is the guy that we met at the.
Yeah, this is the guy who's led you. First guy you hailed down, who's been leading you through town.
I'm thinking back to the other, the torch-bearing guards who were watching those queues have the same kind of rough armor, or did we not really get a good look at them?
In the torchlight, you maybe caught a quick glimpse. They all seem to have a sort of similar look. Yeah, like almost like their armor was not like part of a standard kit. Like they each kind of had their own bits and pieces assembled.
Kind of odd since they can afford such nice roads, huh?
Speaking of which, as the carriage has come to a stop and you're waiting here, you look down. You can see that these gold brick roads do not appear to be actual gold. They appear to be regular cobblestones that have been gilded, and it's very clear in the places where the gilding has worn off, just revealing ordinary dark stone beneath.
What in the fuck is this place?
It's weird.
Hey,
Seems
how do we want to play this? Do we want to go in, be tough guys? Be like, where the fuck is that guy with the skeletal horse? Or are we going to play diplomatic?
You're the native. Why are you asking us?
Listen, I have never been to this place. I have no idea what I'm doing here.
I would take
always
history.
say-
I'd take history checks from anyone who's pondering it. What do you know of Ustalavoy?
I was gonna say, honey
Yeah.
first, always.
Cat, you should probably have. Well, actually, I don't know if you should have advantage on this one or not. It's definitely not near your homeland and very different from your homeland. But yeah, Cat, you've certainly never been here. But you've definitely heard of Ustalavoy. It kind of has a reputation as a vanity project of the Fey Queens. It was supposed to be this like ideal city on the lake that she was crafting. You think with the help of that society, the Society for the Procurement of Exotic Goods and Ideas, something along those lines. This idealized city. But you know that well, that reputation didn't last for very long. Over the decades, Ustalavoy has gained a reputation for being an incredibly corrupt place, and not nearly as falling very far short of the goals that it set out to achieve.
So it's like
As-
Epcot.
In a way. In a way. And Safine, your history check gives you something a little bit different. You kind of generally have the same sense that, oh, you've heard of this place. It's like a failed experiment in a way. But you know something else about it, specifically on the corruption angle. This place is right on the border of a nation called Corvia. And Corvia used to, once very long ago, be part of the Xantam Empire. It was, in fact, well, it may have been part of the Xantam Empire during Safine's lifetime. But it was one of the very first Lytuses, the provinces of the empire, which rebelled and declared its independence. You know that Corvia has many, many undead citizens who are sort of like Xantam expats, and that some of them have ended up across the border here in Ustalavoy, and that they kind of run the racket around here.
Okay. So we got some enduring undead who've decided to play the long game, so to say. And, yeah, I may bring that up soon. Once we see an undead, I may bring that up.
Yeah, I mean, so far on the streets, you haven't seen like zombies walking around or anything super obvious like that, but you know they're around. And as you get out of the carriage at the behest of the guard who seems to have gotten the door open for you, and you're invited into the base of this tower, you suddenly get a whiff of old Xantam in your nostrils. Maybe not your favorite parts of the Empire, but there's a sort of cloying perfume in the air, which is just barely covering over a faint odor of decay. And you're led through darkened halls until you reach a finely appointed chamber, quite large and draped with many dark tapestries, sort of a dark gray and black, that is not uncharacteristic amongst some of the, call them the stodgier folks in Xantam. And sitting there behind this grand desk is a man. Let me see if I can get this one.
If they ever walking through it and we can hit it before we reach him, I would guess I would say something to everybody along the lines of,
Sure, you have a moment.
don't be surprised if you find some of my ex-countrymen here. You can tell they're about by the smell. I'll go further into the geopolitics once we're alone.
And here he is.
Somebody's swimming out there.
Come on, bring up his portrait, please. There we go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, he looks friendly.
Hmm.
Is it Chaba?
Right?
Wouldn't be it.
You see this very broad man sitting at a desk. He's quite large because even as he's sitting, he's sort of on eye level with you, standing, and you're not quite sure if it's the size of his chair or if he's just that bulky. But he looks across his desk at you and sort of folds his fingers in front of him, and he says, "So, my guardsmen tell me that we have some late-night visitors to the city who beg to speak to people in charge. May I ask, who are these so-called inquisitors of the Fey Queen?"
Well, I'm
One.
Ryland.
And I wouldn't say that we beg. And I'm more of an exquisitor.
Would Cat know the title of this of the mayor, or I don't know what his title would be in charge of a city.
You're not actually, even with that 18, you're not actually sure like what the system they use in Ustlavoy. You know that in many places, smaller towns, they have the
Starostas, and then they have the
Yeah.
lords, and but he
And then
doesn't
there
really
are
look like a lord.
in more populous places there are nobility, there are lords, and there may be like mayors of cities and things like that. But you're not entirely sure. Maybe they have a mayor here.
God, I just do not like how this guy looks. I'll be honest. Sidraviste, my friend. We are all the Inquisitors. We have been brought here on the personal orders of the Fey Queen to follow up with investigation. Very important.
I see. And what sort of investigation is this?
Murder of the highest order.
Oh. Well, he says, he kind of wiggles his thick fingers. That sounds interesting indeed. Murder. Well, there is no dealing in murder here in Ustalavoy. We have no need for such crimes in our fine city. Everything runs just as it should, just as the Fey Queen designed.
A man entered your city within the last day, riding a skeletal horse. We're looking for him.
Well, skeletal horse. I'm afraid, my friend, that's not so much to go on. We get many imports from Corvier around here, and undead horses are somewhat frequent in the trade. But tell me more about this murder of the highest order.
If the Fey Queen wanted you to know more, she'd tell you. We're not here to answer questions, we're here to ask them.
You speak with the authority of the fake queen yourselves. Uh, Very well then. I have no interest in evoking the ire of the queen or her servants. So, I will do my best to cooperate in any way that you can think of, in any way that seems fit to me. So, undead horses. You know, there are a number of them in the city, but only one responsible for doing the actual importing, shall we say. Perhaps I can give you a name. Perhaps you might be willing to assist me with a little issue that I have been encountering lately. I assure you that if the fake queen were made aware of it, she would wholeheartedly support your intervention on this matter.
What, you need help picking up your fork or something?
His laugh is even worse.
Yeah.
Cat
No,
says
no.
under her breath.
There is no need to help me with my fork. As a matter of fact, I have very little need for eating these past several centuries. I take it you are not very familiar with the citizens, former citizens of Corvia, Santum.
Well, I can say that's the truth. I hail from the River Kingdoms. Not much
Very-
happier, freer land.
Very, very far from home you are. Everything here must seem so strange to you.
Mostly just you.
No,
And these cheap
he's the
roads.
strange one.
Did you both talked at once? I don't know who said what. Take your time, please.
All I said was that Ryland is the strange one. Some of us are much more aware of neighboring countries and histories.
Yes, yes. It is good to know where you come from. That way you can be sure you'll never go back to old mistakes, yes.
It seems like a lot of the newer generations don't remember, so they wander around aimlessly.
Mhm.
Sure, you understand that.
Yes, yes, well. I have seen what is becoming of once great peoples, once great ideas in recent decades. Oh, it makes my stomach turn. But here in Ustalavoy, we have carved out our own little bit of enduring paradise.
What's so paradisey about this place?
Oh, what is not to love about Ustalavoy? Designed by the fair fake queen herself, created as a utopia, where every man, woman, and child should be housed, where no one needs to work, where all receive the highest of education, where all are fed by the fake queen's own bounty. Surely you can see the appeal of such a place. Why? Our streets are even paved with gold.
I'm guessing she decided to try to one up the Xantum Empire and then got bored and moved on. And then left you to try to maintain this grandiose plan with little to no financial or otherwise backing from her.
The fake queen followed our whims, and our whims led her far from Ustlavoy. But we citizens are thrifty, yes, hardworking, and we have endeavored to make the most of what the fake queen has gifted us with. Take, for example, the meal pit. They may not be as they were once, but they still feed our citizens heartily.
Do you mean the pools?
Yes, I'm sorry. You said the meal pits? Indeed.
Are you telling me that ain't for swimming?
Do you partake from the meal pits? No.
He obviously partakes from the meal pits.
As I
Really need to
said,
eat.
I have no need for food. Right. Yes. Not terrifying whatsoever. Okay.
Kat, you're quite used to that. Katrina should be quite used to that, dealing with being a mercenary of the Phantom Empire.
Oh, dealing with no.
People who don't need to eat.
I guess I think she's more freaked out by him.
Yeah.
Not people like him, but specifically him. Are his eyes actually like kind of glowing like that, or is it like
Yeah, there's like a slight unnatural. It's hard to tell in the shadows if his eyes are actually glowing or if they're just catching candlelight on occasion. Either way, it's not settling. It's
cool.
not
Yes.
calming.
You gotta love how he seems undead, but his sebaceous glands seem overactive.
Yeah, it's like Safine, I'm not even going to make you roll a check for this because you would probably, there's no way you wouldn't be familiar with this phenomenon. There are many forms of undeath, and there are many roads to becoming one of the enduring in Xantum. But you know that almost all of them come with some sort of maintenance requirements, some sort of upkeep. And it's just part of being undead. You don't need to sustain yourself with food or sleep or any of the things you needed as a mortal, but you still need to take care of your undead form. This sort of excessive corpulence that you see from this fellow, his like incredibly bloated, discolored flesh, it almost, well, to all of you, it almost strikes you as like a bloated body. But this guy, Safine, you feel like he hasn't been properly like maintained or cared for in a very long time, and this is kind of what's happening to him over the centuries.
Gotcha. I'm not gonna tell that to him in front of his own face. That's not gonna make the things go the way we need them to go. So is this a problem? Why don't you just say it plainly and we'll see if it's worth doing for what we want.
Very well. You see, I am one of the concerned citizens of Vostelavoy who has taken measures to ensure the stability of the city in the Queen's absence. And it happens to be my responsibility to see that these meal pits are properly maintained and that their contents are distributed to the people fairly and equally. can be a difficult task, you must understand. Some of the citizens get a little eager for a taste of the Fake Queen's bounty. But recently there have been some problems with distribution. Citizens reportedly going missing around the pit. Even some of my guards turning up absent. I would like you to ensure the regularity of, well, these Queen's meals being distributed as they should. Many people rely on them for food. In fact, nearly everyone in the city does.
One thing I noticed you said you were a concerned citizen. You are not. I notice also your guards. They are not in uniform. Are you not an official? Do you not have an official position within the city?
There is little official about Ustalevoy. You must understand how we do things here. But we persevere. We endure. Whether titles are bestowed upon us or not is of little consequence. But you can know me by my title. Yes, since we haven't had proper introductions yet. I am Hellstuben.
Hillstupen. Yes. Okay. Well, it is very nice to meet you. Do we need to confer? Talk amongst ourselves?
No, it's more along the lines that we're all thinking the same thing. We're not hearing mess hall or food distribution point or warehouse. We're hearing food pit.
I can't help but be curious exactly what that is. We are strangers to this place.
And if you mentioned the pools, then you must already have seen them on your way into town. They're not far from here.
What are they exactly? You said the Fake Queen's bounty.
They are, sustenance, yes, derived from the very land itself. The Fake Queen's whim, yes. She said that the people should not need to waste their time on farming when there are higher pursuits for them. So she provides the pits, makes them out of the very land. They're nutritious. Yes, they keep people well fed, and I am told that the taste of them is spectacular.
Wait. Hold on. What was it that our dear the man I punched in the face? I don't remember his name. Anyway,
Who you're talking about?
That guy didn't he say that he was looking for a taste of the Fake Queen's bounty? Or am I misremembering that?
You guys punched someone in the face?
Oh,
I
I took
definitely
that
punched someone.
way differently.
I took that way differently as well.
I think you're right.
Who did we punch in the face?
I punched him in the face.
Many times.
Who did we
Helprecht.
punch? Oh, Elprecht.
Albrecht, yes.
The guy in the carriage.
Did we ask him where he was from?
I don't think so.
I think he was busy being dead there for a little while before Safine here worked her little voodoo magic. You know, is he technically one of the Enduring now?
No, that's a lengthier process.
Yes. Well, what do you all think? Do you think we should help this this Hell's Steuben?
I don't. At this point, it's more curiosity of what exactly is the meal pit
Yeah.
and what's growing out of it that has piqued a grotesque interest in myself.
Could help us figure out more of how things work.
Yes,
Maybe
and if this is the supply where our wayward would-be assassin got his fix from, then undoubtedly, if we solve the mystery surrounding these pits, perhaps we'll find the source of these assassins' payment.
they could be connected somehow if people are going missing from here.
Because it sounds like the many may be responsible for this. But I do not know. If there are no objections, I say that we accept this man's deal. Information for help. But
It does seem the most direct route to our wants.
Wonderful. I am glad to see that the representatives of the fake queen are willing to work with the locals to ensure the prosperity of all.
yet he is so suspicious.
What of the hand? Do they maintain a presence here?
The mortal hand, yes. Less welcome in our city than some other places, perhaps. Very self-righteous, very full of their own cause, yes. And the fake queen is less interested in Nostalavoy as long as we pay our taxes. And we do. She has little reason to visit. So too do her hands. Have little reason to go grubbing about with their golden fingers.
Well, where would you suggest we... Perhaps we should rest for the night and then investigate in the morning, yes?
No, of course. You must forgive me if I sometimes forget these mortal necessities. Yes. Please, rest. Avail yourselves of the finery of my home, if you would. I would be happy to house you. We have guest quarters.
God, I don't like the way you're
I know
smiling at me.
At this point, I'm just doing it to mess with you.
This man is so disturbing. But okay. Cool.
He will sort of clap his flabby hands together and summon a servant and tell them to make beds ready for guests.
Are there any more on your number than those 5 I see here?
We do have some others back at the cart that we left.
An entire
think that-
contingent. A number of special interest people. People to be kept close and under a close eye.
Yes, yes, yes. I can provide security if you require it.
Maybe we should keep an eye on
I
that.
don't know what's a
They're
good
just
idea.
staring at Max, watching him
Yeah.
consider everything.
Maybe we should. I need a drink. We should keep an eye on them.
We'll hang on to them.
Yes.
As you see fit, of course, of course. Well, as you make yourselves comfortable in my home, do not hesitate to call on me at any hour. I shall be away.
I think Katarina's going to be awake for quite some time herself.
Don't think I'm going to sleep. Too excited to
Invigorated.
enjoy the splendors of the city.
And he does provide you with rooms that are very. It's sort of a strange contrast. I mean, like everything else in the city, the chambers of this tower are all irregular with these sort of curving walls. Sometimes they slope inwards towards the ceiling. Sometimes they come to like strange little crooks and corners that almost don't seem to make any sense for someone to live in, because they're just not proportions that work well for people to inhabit. You know, like, what are you going to do with a corner of a room that comes to a narrow point for like 6 feet? There's like nothing practical to do with that space. It just strikes you as incredibly awkward, perhaps in an attempt at beauty or something like that. But all practicality is lost, and against that is all of this incredibly heavy, antique, ornate furniture that apparently Mr. Steuben has brought in, and kind of stands at contrast to these white-ish curving walls. But it seems he's done the best he can to hang tapestries and draperies and stuff to cover it all up. And everywhere, you continue to get this very faint, musty odor wherever you bed down. But yeah, Steuben leaves you be for the night, and you can get a rest in. No issues. Unless there's anything in particular that you want to do in the evening.
I'm going to fill him in with the information about, the neighboring city and why the undead and such.
Sure.
But I mean, and mathematically, would this city kind of go in place of like the early rise of the Fey Queen? Something like a first attempt, and that's why it's so poorly done.
Yeah, that kind of feels about right to you, Safine. Like this is maybe one of her early efforts.
Where she actually thought about it. Kind of feels like, she had an idea and she wanted to start off with taking care of everybody and doing all that. It's raised kind of shadowy and kind of like a child's imagery of what utopia might be. And then she got bored and went off and did something else. Maybe got a little bit old and chased down a face.
Maybe.
Was there anything metallic in nature that seemed like it was shaped as part of the city?
That is an interesting question. And Seven, as you've been looking around, you have noticed a lot of sculpture. Some of it appears to be done in metal. Not so much in Mr. Steuben's residence, but like outside, you may have noticed that some of the exteriors of the buildings or like yards around uh, structures and stuff. There's a lot of decorative statues, all almost entirely of either animals or what you assume are depictions of the Fey Queen. Of varying degrees of skill. In fact, is there some sort of artistry related check you could make? I don't know. Maybe, I guess, give me, unless you have some sort of tools that are specifically related to sculpting or art or something, just give me a wisdom check.
A wisdom check, you say?
Yeah. I mean, art. It's art. It's everywhere. There's a lot of it. Some of it's metal. Some of it is this this sort of white marbly stuff, which you're beginning to realize, perhaps with your affinity for such things, that it's like kind of like metal that all of these buildings are made out of. It's not like metal, at least not any form of metal that you're familiar with, but it's almost like it's some sort of alloy or mixture of stone and metal. And it kind of you can kind of sense it as metal, but it's very dull, muted, hard to read.
Well, Seven's gonna go out looking for one of these things, and he's gonna reach out to it, and he's gonna try to make a connection with it, and he's gonna use one of his new spells,
Ooh.
which costs him money and is a 5th level spell. So I hope this works. And he's gonna ask the metal for its memories. Specifically, he wants to know, who is the Fey Queen? Where did she come from? What does she want? He wants to know her history.
Nice.
Name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to mind a brief summary of the significance about the thing you named.
Oh, legend lore.
Yeah, legend lore.
Oh, okay, it's legend lore. All right.
Yeah.
It's legend lore, but he's asking like through his connection to the metal. I don't know.
Sure. Using it as like a focus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The more information you already have about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information you receive is. The information you learn is accurate, but might be couched in figurative language. Great. Classic spell.
Put the GM on the spot.
Put the GM on the spot.
And make it immersive at the same time.
For example, if you have a mysterious magic accent, and
If you want to take some time to think about it, that's fine. I don't.
Has, or even the hefts. Yeah, well, I'm not going to be couching it in language like that example. Who is the Fey Queen? What would you be able to glean from from this piece of metal, this depiction of the Fey Queen. What would its perspective be? What would its legend be?
I mean, it was shaped by her, presumably, so it must know something about the nature of this creature, right? What was done to it? What kind of power did it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, Seven's trying to figure out who she is, where she came from, but
Right,
right. I'll take anything I can get.
Yeah. You are trying to read this metal, and you don't get quite the story from it that you're expecting. I'll say, as part of the spell, one of the things that you realize is that this particular statue is not shaped by the Fey Queen at all, and instead you sort of get a perspective almost from the one who did work the metal. And you sense that the metal, in a way, knew of the Fey Queen's presence long before it was turned into this statue. You sense that, in a way, the metal remembers the Fey Queen's coming. That it remembers a specific time before and after when it, because it doesn't exactly think of her as a her, thinks of her as an it. When it permeated the earth, when it suffused the very soil around it, when it became one with this metal. Or at least there was some sort of close connection forged, some sort of bond. And this piece of metal remembers being like that for some time, until it was removed from the ground, mined out, which it recalls as a sort of violent, destructive moment in its history, which scarred it. And then you almost have a sense of this thing being like defaced and tortured into this shape by sort of by unskilled hands, as if in becoming a statue, whoever made the statue didn't really know what they were doing, weren't very skillful at it, and sort of infused it with their flaws. You also get a sense from the person who made this statue, some of their sense of the legend around the Fey Queen. And it's not entirely unfamiliar to you, but it's clear that whoever the sculptor of this object was is both in absolute abject terror of the Fey Queen and her power, also terror of her omniscience as the sculptor perceives her, her capacity to be anywhere and everywhere, to be watching every single moment of their lives, and fear of drawing the Fey Queen's attention, simply sort of wishing to stay away from this thing, almost like a mouse hiding from a cat. just trying to live its existence in the walls where nothing can get at it. And that is what I'll say you get for the moment. If you try using that spell, interacting with other objects, or trying to get more specific pieces of information, you might find that it reveals new things. But that's sort of the broad sense you get from this thing, which you realize has been infused by the Fey Queen's power, but was not actually sculpted by her.
Sounds good. Did I get a sense that when it was being tortured into this shape, was it done using like physical tools, or was it magical in nature?
Yes, you get a glimpse of sort of a smith's shop, almost a sense of that, but not like any smith's shop that you've ever heard of. Seems to be massive in scale. You almost get the sense that this poor, twisted piece of metal was just one of many being shaped in this way.
And I know maybe I'm pushing my luck a little, but I know that the metal wouldn't have a sense of time like living creatures do. But do I get the sense that this was like ancient, or are we talking like tens of thousands of years, hundreds of years? Do I have any sense of like how old these memories are?
No, in the lifespan of this piece of ore, this is all like incredibly fresh. Comparatively speaking, it almost all is. It's so immediate and like pressing that it almost feels as if it just happened.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess Seven's just gonna go back and meditate on that before he goes to sleep.
You find what you were looking for, Seven?
Yes. I was looking for more questions, and I found them.
We would get plenty of those.
Cat has pushed a dresser in front of the door to the domicile.
Well, I used to, I have a buddy who's from the Xanten Empire. We have a hold there. Not too bad.
Whereabouts?
Secret.
Nice.
Maybe we could visit one day.
Certainly. There's a few things I would like to pick up back home. Didn't think I'd be away for this long. It's been a long time since I've been out this long.
I'll bet you
Long
miss
time
it.
since I've been out.
Mhm.
Of course. Left all my nice brushes at home.
Yeah. We're gonna really need your expertise. I'm sure we're gonna run into a lot of strange things.
I have a feeling that a lot of the things are going to be even strange for me.
Mhm.
I can't help but having images of giant corpse worms coming out of the ground in these meal pits and flesh
Right.
golems and all sorts of the more grotesque form of undead that people tend to think about. Especially since it doesn't seem that people are maintaining the enduring around here and have begun letting the bodies revert back.
Yeah, not everyone in Xantum is supposed to look like a corpse. Right.
Yeah,
At least not that bad.
reminds me more of a pinata full of decomposers.
I do not know what the piñata is, but he looks like a big fucking balloon filled with flesh worms.
Yes, but this is something children would beat open and get the candies from within.
I am more afraid of what would happen if he would pop.
You know, say what you want, but the Warforged were a lot less gross.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, say what you want, but there are worse things to decay over time than the body.
Like what?
Just
The
shrug.
soul.
And that's why we got Eldath.
Are we all in the same room?
Yeah, let's say that you're in like a couple of chambers that adjoin each other.
Okay.
There's like a door between them.
If you guys were to change into
Did you want a pillow party, Cat? Do you feel safer?
if you guys were to change into like sleeping clothes or whatever, you'd see Kat still in full uniform, like with her her weapon on her, seeming determined to sleep with her blade as close as possible. It looks like this place is very has very much like rocked her a little bit.
Ryland is in his own room. And if you open his door, you're gonna see a giant spectral guardian.
Oh, well, okay.
Ended nicely.
With the parameter set to anyone not in the party who tries to enter my room forcefully.
Oh, 8 hours.
Yeah.
Does that last for 8 hours? That
It
spell?
does.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Looks like I
specifically
know.
designed to watch you while you rest.
Yeah.
Ryland!
If you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, there's probably
You're right.
It looks like there's a very bright night light coming up from underneath the seal of the door.
I know.
If Seven senses Cat's unease, he'll invoke Disco to ward the rooms.
Say chicken bite.
It's an alarm that's gonna sound like a wailing banshee. Messes with them.
With that, she is definitely more relieved, and she's actually only going to kick off her boots. That's all she's going to do. Say chicken. I fucking love you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And once everyone's
Before I go-
it's dead silent, Ron's just gonna open his own door and be like, "Night, everyone!" Just into the hallway.
He's just gonna, right before going to bed, has a jar out and is looking in all the corners of the room and scraping spiders into the jars.
Surely you could find some.
There's a few. Yeah, Saphines, you're like looking around, you know, you'll find like occasionally that like in amongst the thick folds of fabric there's like some moth larvae that are chewing away at them, and you know, you can find some spiders too.
I haven't had to stumble across a huntsman here yet. That's always fun. They're like that big.
Yeah, one of these days Safine's gonna be looking for a spider and she's They're gonna find one.
Right.
They're gonna find one. Bit more than they were expecting. But yeah, for now, you get your sleep in. Perhaps not exactly feeling comfortable and settled in, but you've taken many precautions, and the night goes on without interruption or intrusion. And in the morning, Mr. Steuben will sort of greet you all when you come collectively out. He'll say,
Good morning. You slept well. That is good.
I don't know about everyone else, but I slept pretty good.
Not too bad.
Yes, you slept through the night.
Does this surprise you?
No, not at all. This is still somewhat of a novelty to me to be amongst the sleeping once again. Please forgive me if I seem strange.
That's okay. You know, everyone is a little strange in their own way.
Speak for yourself, cat.
We all have our eccentricities, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
But surely you are ready now, feeling better, stronger, ready for the road, ready to find out what is happening at my pit.
We're especially ready to see the pits.
I can go
I
for a
need,
swim.
I need you to investigate my pit.
You know, if you were any prettier, I think you were coming on to me.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you for your hospitality. We'll be back with the investigation when it's concluded. Oh wait, shit. We should probably ask him where to go.
To the pits.
I would,
Yeah, we're-
I would assume that was
Just down the
explained.
street, you have seen them. You said you saw the pool is on the way in. What you call the pools, these are the pits.
And these people, these citizens, they just disappear around the pits? Any particular time they do not report in?
It has a tendency, it seems, to happen outside of the normal feeding times. You see,
The sound of feeding times, but okay.
the meal pits offer a delectable, scrumptious sustenance. Sometimes it draws folk in outside of, their scheduled time. And I have posted guards, of course, to ensure that there is no overindulgence. But people still seem to slip away. My guards as well. Is why it is so concerning to me.
Yes. I'm sure we can follow up with that. Let's see what is happening. And Kat will whisper to the rest of the group. We should talk to Opricht. Was that his name?
Close.
Elprecht?
Elpricht. See if he
Sure.
has anything else to say about this fake queen's bounty.
Sure. You can go out to your prison wagon and consult with Elprecht. He's still a little shaken up after the whole dying and coming back to life thing. He's a little jumpy, but when he sees Safine and the others coming his way, he kind of bobs his head down as if bowing, but not quite being sure if that's what he's supposed to be doing or not.
What is about the Queen's bounty and the feeding pits? Like, what are they?
See if I can remember how he sounds. I have no idea. I don't remember how he sounded at all.
He died and came back, so he can sound
You could-
He can sound
completely
however
different.
He sounded like a man with a broken nose, to be honest.
Yeah.
that's right. He's not
Yeah.
like this the whole time.
There you go.
Oh, don't worry. I can
Let's
make
speak
sure
now.
that happens again.
No, that's no. There is no need for that, please. No,
I missed you.
no. I, you wanted to know about what about these the Queen's meal? Yes, this is what you were asking about.
Right.
Yes, of course. It is Queen's meal. It is the food that comes from the meal pits. It is well, it is like ambrosia. I've never had anything like it. It makes everything else taste plain. It makes it tasteless in comparison. Disgusting. You don't want anything else. You crave it. And you find that nothing else will satisfy. But I got out of Stolovoy. I kicked that. Yes, I kicked that good. I can eat other things now, and it doesn't bother me so much. But then when you just get the smell of it in your nostrils again, you just can't.
Was this his addiction?
Right? It sounds like that.
Well, he was addicted to something, right?
He was addicted to this, yes.
Ah, okay.
Well, today's your lucky day.
Yeah, like we're really close to one of those pits.
Yes, I saw that as we came riding in. It's taking everything in me not to go running over there right now. But I know that I would probably just get beaten and get another bloody nose again, because they are very careful about making sure that you only get to the food when you were supposed to get the food. If you try to sneak in extra meals and stuff, they say no, and then they smack you on the face and you get another broken nose.
Well, full transparency. People are dying, and even the guards are dying around there. So maybe going there on your own right now, not the best bet.
Don't know what you're
Be
talking about.
really-
That sounds like the perfect time. If there are no guards there, then we can have as much as we want.
Well, disappearing. Not. We don't know dying yet. Yes.
There's not going to be no guards today. We're the guards today.
Oh,
And you're the fucking bait.
What?
No.
Oh,
You
that
I've
is a
already spent
brilliant
enough on
idea,
this one.
Zajic.
He has earned the reprieve. He's already been bait once.
But he sounds like he already really wants to go and see the feeding pits.
I'm very. It is difficult. I don't know if being dead and being resurrected actually helps me kick any addictions. I don't know if that's a thing. What does
No,
what did you use?
Probably
What
would
did-
not. Resurrection.
Resurrection. That's not raised dead.
Oh, maybe. Let me.
It neutralizes
Raised dead.
neutralizes any poisons, cures normal diseases afflicting the creature when it died. Doesn't,
I
however,
might have
remove
used-
magical diseases, curses, and the like.
I did raise dead. Never mind.
Well,
Sorry.
Oh yeah, resurrection is the very powerful one. It's raised dead.
It's like eventually I'll trade out.
Right. Neutralizes any poison, cures non-magical diseases that affect the creature time. Doesn't remove magical diseases, curses, or similar effects. Closes all mortal wounds. Doesn't restore missing body parts. Oh yeah, and he just came back from the dead, so he's probably also like
-2 or -3.
got a lot of
depending
negative
on-
penalties there. Yeah, I think he's at like a -2 right now.
What it sounds like to me is that he'd be the perfect wriggling worm for our bait.
So evil.
No, Fiend's not gonna let that happen.
This is so evil. I just want to.
Evil is subjective.
No.
You tried to kill the
We-
fake queen. That sounds pretty evil to
No,
me.
I did not try to kill the fake queen. I
Oh,
only tried-
right, you did kill the fake queen.
No. I only tried to kill her favorite face. That is all.
Oh, right, I'm going to punch you in the face again.
No,
Yep.
please. But it is how could I? You accuse me of things that are impossible. It is like you ask.
Katrina. This
Like
man
you-
took a bolt to the forehead.
Did you just kill me, Katrina?
Yeah, I did actually. Out of character accidentally. This man's always died once for our needs.
Safine. I am not entirely without mercy. I'm mostly fucking with him to get the rise out of him. But
I mean, anybody else in the carriage, they could have a go.
ooh, hola.
Olha.
Thanks for
Do
volunteering.
you want to build a zombie?
Olha.
What did I say?
No, I gotta.
Hola? No.
Olha. Ol. Is it
Or
Olha
maybe-
or Ol?
Or
La?
maybe Glasha.
God, give you guys a couple of prisoners and you just rights. What are rights? What are human rights?
I think that was probably a good moment for Ryland to step away.
I think we took Elprecht and Zoya with us.
Oh, I thought you took all four.
we took all of them.
You have Zoya, you have Ola, and you have Glasha as well. They all happen to end in A. That was not deliberate.
Oh, since Zoya, she's actually like a fighter. That might be better. But we kind of need her to talk to the mortal hand. So,
Shouldn't send any of them to the pits. We don't need to do that.
Well, if we don't send any of them, which one of us is going to feed from the pit all day to draw out whatever it is that's making people disappear?
I can go swimming in it.
Been real keen on
Let's-
this whole swimming thing the whole time.
I like water.
It's gonna be like Oobleck where you can run across it, but if you stand in it, you'd be in the sink. Non-Newtonian fluid. I mean, how about we actually go see what this pit is, and then we can decide if we want to be tossing citizens of the city into it or not.
We can let Ulrich go have a taste again. Let's go and see what we're dealing with.
Okay. It is a very short walk through the city. I'm not sure if I got the scale quite right when I set these squares up, but maybe I did. It's not a huge city, actually. It's pretty damn small. But yeah, you take a little walk through the streets, past some of the buildings. Again, like getting a good look at this bizarre, non-symmetrical, non-quadrilinear architecture, and eventually you come back to that large open square, where you see many folk. There are, let me see here. Oh, that's not the right. Oh shit, that's just okay. Well, that's fine. I need those anyway. You see a lot of people gathered around, ready to be in line to get to one of the pits. And you see some more of these sort of very kind of unofficial looking guards that are standing there, kind of forming a perimeter and generally sort of commanding people around. At this hour, people are there for their first meal of the day, for breakfast. And so they are kind of eager to get in, get their food, and get going. How you have like 50 tokens to choose from? How do you keep picking the same one over and over again? And yeah, I guess I'll get you on the map and I'll continue to lay out tokens while you're taking it in. It's just a zoomed in view of what we've already seen, but I believe it is properly to scale here. Let's get your tokens out.
I mean, of all the things for the fake queen to come up with, she came up with milky liquid in the ground.
I know, right?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have always been loyal to the fake queen, and as is my family. But the fuck?
Maybe you should tell us how it tastes, Cat.
Go try the milk.
I'm sorry, but I don't already drink a lot of milk. But milk out of the ground seems just unsanitary.
Well, what's so different about the ground providing you milk than, a cow?
Yeah, but it comes from a cow. Have you ever seen milk that comes out of the ground?
I have now.
This will be all of our soul.
I think it points to the non-human origin of the Fey Queen. Clearly. And by human, I mean of this realm.
I must put Naz on the map. Speaking of which, we need to get Merlin in here. I keep forgetting. Merlin's going to be a priority for next week.
Awesome. Excited.
Especially since, oh god, no. Especially since I don't know about Cat. But
Cat may be drowning in that fucking ground milk.
It's
delicious.
This is great, guys.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's not quite as clear cut as like, oh, these are pools of milk. It's as you. Here's Elprek. He's with you. As you like get closer to the pits, the ground itself kind of leaches away of its color and starts to get like spongier feeling underfoot. So it's more like a transition from earth, normal earth with grass in it, to these sort of gooey looking pits. It's not, don't think of it like a pond with a nice, defined bank. It's more like the ground just becomes softer and paler until it's this squishy liquid looking stuff. As you watch, it kind of ripples gently in the breeze, and every once in a while you see a bubble forming on its surface, which pops.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
terrifying.
Everything about this city has just terrified me as soon as I've seen it. As soon as I've seen it. Well, okay.
I'm so curious, though.
About how it tastes.
I want to see someone else do it.
So, like, are they bringing bowls? Are they like using?
Yeah, do they just
or do they just stick their head
flip
in
it
it?
up?
You can see that these guards have been like wherever the people are lined up, and there's a few of these lines around that they're like going up single file, and the guards will hand them like a bowl or a cup or something, some earthen vessel that they dip in. Some people actually seem to forego the cups and seem to prefer to just dip their hands directly in, kind of kneel down right at the edge and just lift this stuff to their mouths.
Oh my god! All right.
It's kind of gross.
It sticks to your
Pretty
fingers
gross.
like a marshmallow fluff.
Yeah, it kind of is that consistency. That's a
Oh my
decent. It's somewhere between like fluffernutter and yogurt.
That is the worst thing I think I've ever heard.
Mm,
But okay.
Warm Go-Gurt. Just squeezing out that warm Go-Gurt.
And on top of the mayor, which I thought was going to blow up as soon as anyone touched him, and people are just sticking their hands in the dirt and eating it, and I don't know if I can take any more of this. I am curious how deep these pits go, though. I'm curious about a lot of things because a lot of this shit just does not make any sense to me. But...
There's like a couple people who are going up and the edge of the pits.
Oh god, that's a lot of people on the map.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to look at some of the ones in the back line. Are they like, does this look like a lineup outside of a mescaline clinic, or does it look like, we got people scratching themselves and dancing around, and like, is the addiction like a real thing? Like, is this a physical addiction, or is this kind of like I'm hungry food line?
People. You can give me an insight check. You can, read the room.
Some of us can, Sophie might not.
And as he does that, as we like walked over here, did it seem like this is a functioning city?
I mean, yeah, there's people out and about in the streets. There's people going places. Although you may notice that like many of the typical things you expect to see in a city are absent. Like, you don't see any market stalls, for example. You don't see a lot of people who are like clearly dressed for, common occupations. Like, smithing or like barrel making or carpentry or tanning or those sorts of things. You do see that people are going places. A lot of them actually are coming here to the pits, presumably to get breakfast. Others are headed off to the west. You may actually have noticed some of them like sort of heading in the general direction of northwest relative to you. Kind of to here, I'll just go back to this map for a little bit. To this sort of area here. So yes, there are citizens of this city. That much is clear. What exactly they're all doing is a little less obvious. But yeah, let me see those insight checks. Ryland, you, I don't know if you share what you see with Safine, but if Safine points it out, like what's the state of these people, you definitely see that people seem a little antsy, especially those who are kind of in line closest to the pits, who have been waiting and they're very close. They're like a little agitated, a little eager to go up there. Some of them even like almost when it's their turn, they almost like run forward to the pits and kind of throw themselves down at the edge. At one point, you even like hear a guard pipe up and kind of shout at someone that they're like, "It's done. You've had your fill. No seconds." And like this person is still kind of trying to shovel this stuff into their mouths, and then just kind of grabs them, yanks them away, and forces them off. And bit by bit, slowly, these people are the ones who have gotten their meal are departing for other parts of the city.
It definitely seems like they have to rely on this to an extent there, Safine. I don't know if you're seeing everything I'm seeing, but this place ain't right.
Yeah, look at them. I almost want to talk to one of them, maybe in the back.
My question is this a finite, it has to be a finite resource, right? It just can't keep on coming and coming and coming unless it's being replenished somehow.
Maybe the Fey Queen just provides it to them?
Maybe the missing people are the replenishment.
Becoming.
Yes, well.
What do you think would happen to them if they couldn't access these
Are there like
meals?
withdrawals?
Not
Yeah, I
necessarily just
mean-
withdrawals, just, I mean, beyond that.
Well, we just questioned a former addict and they seem to be fine.
True.
Fine.
Yeah, Elprecht
Well,
is still with you, and you can see that he's like.
Is he like?
Well, or did you deliberately leave him behind?
I would have deliberately left it
Okay.
him behind.
He's not there then.
Unless anybody really, really wanted to bring him. I just don't see that he seems like a liability.
Oi, you there. If you're in line for a meal, get in line. No loitering.
We can do as we please, as per the orders of the Fey Queen herself, and I'm gonna scroll up and look at his name again.
Hell's Steuben.
Hell's Bells. Hell's Stewed.
Oh.
We're not here for the food. We're coming for the disappearances. So maybe you can help us.
Uh, yes. Yes, if you're here on Steuben's authority, then what is it you want?
We want to
Okay,
ask you
looks.
about the disappearances. Are you not concerned about that whatsoever? Your citizens and comrades
Oh, well,
disappearing.
of course I'm concerned, yes. But, it's been happening at night mostly, so less so during the daytime. As long as I don't pull night shift, I think he's fine.
Can you direct us to one of your comrades who has pulled night shift and been around during one of these disappearances, or has it been increasing in frequency? Give us a little background on this. When did it start becoming a big enough problem that Bells would allow a Hell would allow a outside intervention rather than keeping it under wraps?
Well, it's hard to say exactly how long it has been a problem. Sometimes uh, vagrants go missing. Nobody quite knows. Yes, who they are, where they come from, how long have these folk been sneaking into pits and then not sneaking out? Is is difficult to track. But guards started going. Well, I think we lost Kirill. It was maybe a month back, and Rodya was maybe first. Who was that? Uh, yeah, 1-2 months, something like that. But
Is
that guards have not gone missing so much in last few weeks. There's not been so much a problem lately. Maybe whatever it was is gone now. So
Well, yes, then you would be willing to stay on the night shift then. What was your
uh
name again?
uh my name is
It's your name.
my name is
Tell me the real one.
my name is Roland. Roland.
Roland. Roland.
Roland.
I like that name. I'm going to have to remember it when I talk to your commander.
Uh, you mean
You might want to head home so you're on time for the night shift.
But I'm on shift now. I would not want to be derelict duties, I must keep close eye out for other citizens,
Don't
make
worry.
sure they do okay.
We're going to fix that. Yeah, you say it is gone. No worries then.
Yes, it is gone. Guards have not gone missing anymore, and I don't know of any other citizens who go missing either. And it's been this way for maybe a month or so. Yes. You can
Oh.
ask. You can ask. What is his name? Borya. Borya. You can ask him. He pulled night shift. He pulled night shift 2 days ago. Maybe he can tell you something.
Perfect. You said that your name was Roland, right?
Roland. Roland.
Roland.
It's under my
Roland.
token now.
Roland. Perfect. I shall remember that. See you soon.
He backs away. And he points you in the direction of Borya, who's standing right by the edge of the pits as like a couple of folks are eating. And then eventually he's like, all right, that's enough. And he kind of shoves one away. She goes running off.
Well,
What do you think?
What do we think?
Shall
I
we?
think I'm
Seven
still
seven
weirded out, and it takes a lot to do that to me.
seven gives a non-committal shrug and a grumbly humph kind of sound, and he walks up to the pool, or the pit, and he's looking at this stuff. Is there anything magical going on here that he can sense?
Sure. As you approach the pit, kind of not in one of these queues, you see a couple of the nearby guards like tensing up, reaching for weapons. But Roland like waves them off. It's okay. They're here with Steuben sent them, and they relax a little bit, but they still kind of keep their eyes on you. And yeah, Arcana. 7, you're inspecting this scene, looking around. I mean, it's clearly magic. It's got to be magic. It's not a kind of magic that is familiar to you in like the form of the normal sort of spells that you practice. But it's clear even as you're walking over and you're feeling the ground get like softer and softer underfoot that it's literally the earth transitioning into becoming this stuff. It's being made out of the very soil. In a way, it almost makes you think of one of the simplest spells that many casters learn to practice: create food and water, but exercised on a grand scale, and notably the food stuff created by Create Food and Water isn't said to taste particularly good. It's said to be bland, and while it's supposed to give you sustenance, it's certainly not addictive. You also kind of get a sense, seeing how like spongy this area is and how there's just like a couple of these deep puddles. It makes you think that there maybe did used to perhaps be more of this stuff. Maybe it is slowly drying up or being eaten up, and that it is just kind of this is almost like the dregs that are left of it.
All right. Stick a finger in, give it a taste.
You're doing it.
Okay.
Somebody's got to fucking do it, and you sissies won't.
7. Seven, as you dip a finger in, and it comes out with like this thick, almost like a curd, on your finger, and you lift it to your face. You're expecting to be revolted by it, but you catch a whiff, and it smells to you like something you can't quite put your finger on. Definitely doesn't smell like mud or dirt or milk or anything like that. Smells like something roasted, almost roasted, gamey, and a thought pops into your head unbidden. Wolf. Wolf cooked over an open flame, roasted to perfection. Vegetables alongside it, stewed. And it's strange because you can never remember eating wolf. But as soon as these kind of memories come flooding back to you, this scent, you feel that it is your favorite meal that you've ever had. Feels comforting to you somehow. And shortly, to put it simply, this stuff out of the ground smells like the best thing you've ever eaten.
Well, my mouth is watering now, so I'm gonna take a lick. Does it
Okay.
taste like it smells?
You take a lick, and your mouth is flooded with sensations. It doesn't exactly taste like it smells, but it tastes amazing. You have never had anything like this in your life, and you can give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god damn it!
Oh, I'm trying this next.
Oh my god.
Okay, it is fantastic. It's absolutely the like I said, the best thing you've ever put in your mouth. The texture is a little funny, but yeah, you can understand why people are lining up for it.
7 grunts, and as he walks away, tastes like shit.
You didn't. You actually tasted it? But it was terrible.
Absolutely terrible. We should fill up a few kegs of it just to torture people with.
That remark, Kat is going to. She's gonna dip her finger in, and she's gonna do the same.
Okay. And Kat, it tastes to you. It smells to you, I should say, like the most scrumptious meals ever prepared in the halls of Visegrad. I had to remember real quick. It smells to you like the best thing that the cooks there ever came up with. And when you put it in your mouth, it is also this indescribable combination of flavors. It's sweet, and yet it's savory. It tastes almost like a smoky flavor all at the same time. And give me a Constitution saving throw.
Be rolling that one. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You can also understand why people are lining up for it.
Cat walks back, looks
Eating
at
raw food.
looks at Seven, nods. Yeah, it tastes like shit.
Horrible. I don't understand the attraction.
Absolutely terrible. Worst thing I've ever tried.
I'm gonna skip it because eating raw things from the ground is how you end up with a belly full of parasites.
Too strange. Never seen anything like it.
Maybe we should go talk to Boria. Maybe if someone is looking to disappear people, maybe they're taking this stuff by the bucketful. Or maybe not. It did taste like shit after all. I don't know. I don't know why somebody would want so much of it, but
Well, maybe we just wait around until night and see what happens.
Just want to wait and see, or you want to talk?
Zaychik.
I'm fine with waiting to see.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like,
it people have been disappearing, but there's all these guards here, right?
mm-hmm.
It's kind of inconceivable that these disappearances could have happened without somebody noticing, like what happened to them at some point, right? Like, other passerbys, guards, other people who were there at the same time. Like, there's got to be someone who knows what's up here, right? It almost sounds like a conspiracy of sorts.
Unless someone was stealing it from the pawns and luring people away from their homes with it.
Maybe.
But then why would the guards go missing?
Guess someone lured the guards away.
That's a big commotion needed to move that many people away.
And they never reappeared either. But I don't know. I think we should talk to at least Boria and maybe the other guards and see if we can parse out what these disappearances have meant. If they haven't happened in a month, like our friend Roland has been saying, maybe there is nothing to be concerned about.
Maybe we just go up to this line, exert a little bit of our control, and ask the people standing in line if they know anything, and anything credible, we just pull them out of line and walk them up to the pits and let them get as much as they want under our guidance. Granted, everybody could raise their hand and give us a bunch of nonsense and hope for that.
Yes, that's. I don't know about that plan, Sophie. It might be good to source the crowd, but maybe offering more of something, this thing, wouldn't be the best idea.
We can also just shove somebody in there and see what happens.
Maybe. Either way, I'll go talk to Boria. How about that? Let's see if this one can give us any more information.
Seven's trying to do mental math on if he opened a portal directly inside the pit, how many gallons of this stuff would pour through before it closed.
Yeah.
It's just idle curiosity, nothing more.
Y'all treating this like it's Chick-fil-A sauce.
Okay. Well, yep, Boria is standing there. And he's kind of watching this person eat. And he says, enough. You had your fill. We'll hold you through to dinner. Get out. And he takes one boot and kind of shoves, not super hard, but just kind of nudges this person. And they look at him a little resentfully and then walk away past you.
Zdraviste, my friend. Tovash. You are Boria, yes?
Alright, eat your fill, but don't linger.
And he looks up at Kat.
I'm Boria.
I was told by my friend over there, Roland, that you have been on the night shift.
Yeah, I've been on the night shift. What about it?
Well, we heard there were reports of people disappearing, as well as guards disappearing, around the hours of the night. Could you tell me any more information about that? Have you seen anything suspicious? Any monsters perhaps lurking about?
Yeah, I had the night shift a couple of nights back, and sometimes before that, yeah, I heard what they say, but I don't think I have not seen any evidence of anything suspicious. You know, it's the pits. I mean, they just sort of sit there, and people come, they eat them, and they go. You know, sometimes people try to get in, make some trouble. Actually, a few nights back, there was this fellow who practically went taking a swim in them. Yeah, he went. He was so eager that he just threw himself in face first. Had to go wading in after him, drag him out.
Really?
But
You have many like that.
many? Well, no, most of them know better than to try anything like that. But everyone wants some.
And you said, you've heard other people say this, the people disappearing. I don't quite understand. They just disappear and you never see them again? Or is there any credence to this?
I don't know. Maybe they are getting, into some sort of trouble and, they disappear one night, but, because of pits? Doesn't make any sense. Probably some sort of deal gone wrong or going back on their word with some of the folk from the underground, and they just don't show up next morning.
The underground.
Oh, uh, you don't know about that. Oh, there's nothing. There is nothing else.
Boria, Tovash. I do know that you are not referring to the
I think
sewers.
I misspoke.
Oh no, I don't think you misspoke at all. In fact, Roland, come here. Boria, I think needs to come and speak with me.
What is the matter? You are.
Cat just takes Roland by the shoulders, shoves him where Boria
Woof,
was
woof,
standing, and
hey,
she takes
easy,
Boria and just
easy.
leads him back to the group.
What are you? But I'm not supposed to leave my post. Yes,
You are not leaving your post. You are swapping posts.
Come over.
My friends, I have to introduce you to Boria. He has some very interesting insights into the inner workings of the city underground.
It's kind of fun to watch you work. Boria, what is the underground?
The underground is just how it's just part of Ustalevoy. This is how things work around here. It's not a big deal, really.
Well, how much?
It's not big deal.
I feel like we're all staring at you, knowing it is not a big deal.
I mean,
pretty big deal when the biggest players are from Corvia.
Corvia. It's just some some people they want to build or they want to have things, yes, that are not part of official city planning, and so cannot make changes to surface above ground. So they make things happen underground.
Boria,
Yes.
hold out your hand.
So we're talking about a literal, physical underground, not just a figurative.
I suppose sort of both. The underground is in the ground. It's old city, I guess old sewer system or something. And the people work down there. It is a.
Cat grabs Boria's hand.
What are you doing?
And then she stuffs 5 gold pieces into his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us everything about the underground. Anything relevant to the pits.
Kat,
Sounds like that's where. Go ahead.
Can you give me a perception check, Kat?
And don't forget,
perception check. All right.
Steuben Hells himself wants us to figure out what's going on. We're going to hear from the Bay Queen herself, so they understand how things work. We just need to understand how things work so we can make sure there's no more disappearances.
Right, underground, let's see, is probably, what is, now that I think about it, he kind of
palms the coins. Now that I think about it, it probably makes exact perfect sense. It is people go missing. Yes, there are many business deals that happen in underground. Yes, and many places. Yes, they have taken over much of the old sewer system, turned it into their own personal, sort of undercity. And this they run how they like to run, and if there are suspicious folk down there, and they get upset. People go away. It makes sense. It makes sense. Don't think it has anything to do with what's happening. This is what do we do here? We just feed people. This is nothing.
Well, it sounds like these are the kind of people we would need to talk to, unless all of you would rather wait.
I'm
Before we
okay
go
with
any further,
action.
yeah. That perception check. That amazing, delicious, scrumptious, never had anything like it before or since meal that was cooked up for you in Visegrad when you were a kid. Favorite meal ever. As you're sort of in close proximity to Boria, handing money to him and talking to him, you feel like you catch a whiff of that meal off of his breath, you suppose.
Boria, and she just slings an arm around his shoulders. You have been taking from the pot, haven't you?
What? No, I do not eat from the meal. We are forbidden from eating from the meal pits.
I cannot deny you had me there. You definitely had me there, but I believe you know quite a bit more about this underground than I think you are letting on. Or maybe take a little bit more when no one is looking, somebody sees you, and they disappear.
No, I don't. I don't take from the pits. The guards are forbidden from eating. I've never tasted it.
I can smell it on your breath.
He kind of looks at you. He says, nah. That must be my wife's cooking." Yes, she makes such good meals. It's delicious.
Yes. What did you have?
Uh, mm, not. It was like
Yes?
good food.
Like what? It was
like
really good food. You should remember what it was.
excellent goat.
Oh
It was
yes,
delicious
No,
goat
yes.
tongue.
Yes. Goat
Goat tongue.
tongue.
It is my
Yes.
favorite. Goat
Oh,
tongue. I love the
I'm
way that my wife
absolutely
makes
sure.
it.
Boria, can we stop playing games?
Yeah, Boria, before Kat decides to punch you in the face,
I'm very good at punching face.
The
Please.
the last person she had to punch in the face, I had to resurrect from death.
Oh, well, you shouldn't do that.
Cat is all smiles.
I know, it's so much easier to just raise the corpse and have them serve us instead.
You'll probably get much anger from many people if you punch the guards. So, not, look, look.
She's kind of a loose cannon.
I am.
You want pits? You want more of the meal? Yes, Queen's meal. Tell you what,
No.
I switch out with friend. I get shift tonight as well. Yes, you come back tonight. You get the old Queen's meal you want. Huh?
Really?
There. And we don't have to worry about this anymore. You just get what you want.
How
is
about you tell us how we can get to the underground or someone who's a contact? And we don't talk about this anymore.
I mean, I am good, upstanding citizen. Don't, don't treat with those folk. Don't mess with them. They don't mess with me. But the boss, Mr. Steuben, he knows many people. He knows many people. He probably
It's like
knows
you were.
someone who knows who would know someone who knows what you want to know.
Then why would he send us out here to investigate?
I, I don't know. I'm just guard. I just stand here. Stand here all day, stand here all night.
I be
Speaking
it.
of, can I go back to post now?
Be it. I think Steuben might have just played us.
Oh,
Maybe he sent us here, stole for time for his friend, send us on wild goose chase.
I
Yeah,
figured
maybe
that.
it is that.
No,
You
not
have been
you,
sent
boy.
on
Shut up.
goose. You've been sent on goose chase. There is nothing here.
Boya, I thought you were walking back before
I
I
am
punched you in the
walking
face.
back. Walking back. 7. All of you, I'd like you to give me a perception check.
Leaning heavy on my good skills. I always-
7. Nimue. Ryland. As Borea goes walking back to his post, you notice something rather difficult to spot. The ground is kind of this spongy, muted greenish, fading to whitish color along the banks of this stuff here. But even so, the three of you pick out that there appears to be a thin trail of the Queen's meal running through the grass on the ground, and that it connects with Boria's foot.
Fucking guy.
It's like flowing towards him.
It's almost like there's like a string of it. Like maybe he stepped in it, and it's like he's trailing it with him on his foot. Except as he's walking away from you, you realize that it looks like he's not leaving a trail of it as he walks back. It's like it's on attached to the front of his foot. And he's not leaving a trail. It's almost like it's retracting as he walks back.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a giant fungal growth.
Wait, I'm really confused. What is what?
He's got a milk tendril or something.
Yeah, you could put it that way.
Maybe
Oh my
Boya
God.
played me.
What is you know what? Fuck it, Cat. Do you want to? Can you drag him back here, please?
Get him.
Punch him in the face? Is that what you said?
Just drag him back.
Just grab him.
Yeah, Cat is storming over towards Boria.
What do you want? I thought we already...
Turn around!
What?
And
Turns
and
around.
she looks him from head to toe and starts like patting him down, like his pants, patting him down, like feeling for if it's spongy or if it's like weird.
As you're patting at him, he's like, "What are you doing? Get off!" But Cat, the more you pat at him, the more you're getting that same odor. And 7, you're smelling the roast wolf again, and suddenly, Boria turns around, and his face is gone. In its place is just
Oh my
this
God.
blank whitish goop.
and it surges forward to hit you.
Holy shit.
Fuck.
Holy shit, okay.
We should have let you punch him.
It's a critical hit.
Holy shit.
Which makes total sense if Kat was not expecting this, which it sounds like she wasn't.
No, what? What is happening?
That is bludgeoning damage. Oh my god. Oh, this is a bad one. Oh, this is a really bad one. This little piggy. So not only does the thing smack you in the face, but apparently it also stomps on your foot. And your spood, your spood. Wow, your speed is reduced by half.
What?
Until you finish a short rest.
Oh.
And
oh my god.
There's something else that happens, Kat.
Okay.
You need to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Whoa, holy shit.
Oh wait, hang
okay.
on. I need to give you the damage from the pseudopod first. 1 second. Almost forgot.
8d6.
It's 16 bludgeoning and
Wow.
whoa, that's it's a critical hit. That's why. Oh god, it's gonna be really bad. 36 bludgeoning damage and 24 psychic damage as this thing crushes into your face and your foot at the same time. The ultimate sucker punch.
That's like half my health.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Maybe you should be nicer to the guards.
This is why we don't have Cat in a future session.
I was thinking too.
And then the wisdom save, please.
Sure. Give me a second to get all my damage out of the way. What's that?
You're gonna be.
You lose all your gold. Anyway, sure.
Yeah. Drop it on the ground.
I just went down from 100
it's-
HP to 30.
It's
in
a total
one
of
hit.
Oh, wait, you shouldn't drop that much.
Oh, I know.
That's
What the fuck? Why am I?
36
doing that?
and 24.
36,
It should be a
24.
total of 60 damage.
60 damage, so I'm down to 40 HP.
Hey.
Just say some cordyceps spores went up your
Okay.
nose and are going to. If you fail this, you're going to be
There you go. 17.
like a zombie ant.
17. Oh, hang on. Let me double check. Not
No
sure on
way.
this
I
one.
Oh no!
17's a failure.
Wow.
Oh boy. This is gonna be really bad.
Okay.
That critical hit, though. Oh my god. That critical hit.
Holy shit, this might kill Cat.
Actually, it's running pretty close to taking you out in one shot. Not gonna lie. Okay, that's a low roll. 37 points of psychic damage.
Oh my god.
And Cat, you feel that something is probing through your mind violently, causing tremendous psychic damage in its wake. And you feel memories being drained from you. I need you to give me a D4. Oh wait.
This is terrible.
No, never mind. Don't give me that D4 right now.
Give me your life.
Right?
I just want to put that in perspective. 37.
For 97 total damage.
Yeah,
I'm down to
Yeah.
3 HP.
that was a critical hit. And you feel that memory of that precious favorite meal, probably cooked for a feast day or something like that, gone. Other random bits and pieces of your past begin fading away. You're not even sure what's missing, but you get the sickening sensation that there are things you should know that you don't quite recall. As you see something rising out of the goop behind Boria. Well, it's not that something is rising out of the goop, it's more that the goop itself is rising up, forming into a massive body that towers over Bordia and you and looks something like this.
Please be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Please be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
What the fuck? All right,
Yeah,
I'll see you guys. Fucking
And I would
catch
like
you
you
later,
guys
boy.
and I would like you guys to roll initiative.
Oh, that's gotta be like the worst fucking hit I've ever seen anyone take in
Oh,
D&D.
really?
Actually,
Should
God.
I remind you of the ambush in front of...
One hit, though.
Because damage is just damage, man. You know, she just had her mind raped.
This is terrible, man.
Oh, I need to.
What a
I'm
way to send
actually
Cat
gonna-
out, huh?
Holy fuck, man.
That, yeah, that
Fine,
that
so-
and that is. This is. I want to be clear right now. That is a special token I picked out, but this is not a homebrew monster. This is a by the book, rules as written monster. So that was just a really, really vicious critical hit.
Oh my
Man,
Followed up.
You're gonna have Max over here brewing for 4 months in Iraq.
Here's
I can't believe Anthony
Here-
fucking
Here's the.
destroyed me with the Marshmallow Man.
I'm okay with it. I'm just like, fuck, dude. I came out of nowhere.
Do we do the double damage if we pull the crit cards, though?
Oh God! You know what? You're right. You're right. Right.
Right? I thought that was a trade-off.
You're correct. I did forget that for a second. Okay, give yourself back. This is going to help a lot, actually. Give yourself back 29 hit points
Oh, thank you.
because you are slowed to half speed until you can get a long rest. So,
All right,
or sorry,
I-
short rest.
It wasn't 95% of my health gone. It's only 2/3 of my health gone. Holy shit! Thank you for calling that out.
That was a good call.
Oh
I didn't
man.
do anything.
And
Oh.
it rolled a really high initiative, so that's great. It's probably going to make up for that that stuff now.
Right?
Poor Max.
However,
Nah, fucking murder me, man.
Nimue, what's your dex?
It is a +3, 17.
Oh man. Okay, so this thing is even faster than Nimue
Ooh.
then on the draw. It is the first to act after that would essentially function as a surprise round. Hang on for 1 second. Let me just swap this music out for something that feels a little more
Just
intense.
put in something that's just distant screaming, so we know
Okay.
Pat's internal
Right.
thoughts.
It's her external thoughts too.
Yeah.
Don't worry, because she's probably screaming her fucking lungs out right now.
All right. This thing is going to take its turn. And I have that right? I copied that over correctly. Yeah. It is going to man, it's
Kill
gonna do
cat,
that to Cat
kill
again.
cat, kill cat, kill
I want
cat.
to kill Cat. I wanted to have her come back.
I mean,
Oh God, Cat's asking all the questions though.
ended the
Sure.
fight.
You notice a couple of disturbing things. First of all, as this creature has risen up out of the goo, people are screaming in shock. Some of them are running away. Some of them are like at the edge of the pit, and they're like, ah! They're just getting up and fleeing. You notice that two of the other guards turn to you unflinchingly and begin moving in your direction. That would be this one here. Oh, there's no good symbol for this. Whatever, we'll just use this one. Or I'll just mark them like green, even though green doesn't really make any sense. That one, and this one. Turn and begin moving your way. You see them like step right through the pit and keep going, coming towards you. This one actually stops in the middle of the pit, kind of standing on top of it. And this thing is going to have a go at oh man, not good.
Just do it.
This thing is so nasty. Oh my god, that's so nasty. Shit. This thing. The fuck is this thing? The more I look at it, the more I'm like, what the fuck is this thing's stat block?
That's perfect.
Right.
I need. Is that a 20-foot? Oh, it's a 30-foot. 10,
I mean-
15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I can't quite. Oh my god. Cat, 7, Safine, and Ryland. A swirling array of patterns begins to appear in the air
Does this look
around
magical?
you. Yeah, but it's like visions that you catch glimpses of, people that you've known from your past, people that you've cared about, people, some of them who are long gone, and like Cat, I imagine you see your father. Ryland, you probably see your grandfather. I don't know who Safine sees. I don't know who Seven sees, for that matter. But these
The fiend
people.
sees her. Well,
Safine
Safine
sees their previous forms, probably.
yeah, right. Fucking Court. Safine
let-
hates Court. Mr. Court.
Mr. Court. Counter spell. All right, nice. You attempt to interrupt it. The creature is casting a spell of 3rd level or lower. The spell fails and has no effect. Let me double check that. Is this a 3rd level spell? It casts it.
Yeah, I'm casting it at 3rd.
That's a little unclear. Let me double check. Spell casting. Per day.
Man.
Okay, no. No, it is a 3rd level spell. All right, so it automatically shuts down as Safine realizes what this thing is doing, attempting to mesmerize all of you in one fell swoop. Good move.
That's my shtick.
Fortunately for you, that is the end of its turn, although it will shift a little bit, this body kind of sliding over here and actually emerging a little bit from the pit to get right next to 7. Nimue, you're up.
I think that I do want to come up 20, 25, 30. And I think I do want to try and grab Cat and throw her backwards. Not into the pond.
Throw her into the pit. Okay. Cat, are you willing to be maneuvered like this?
Cat is screaming her head off, but if she feels backward movement,
Okay.
she'll probably just accept it at this point.
All right. Great. Cat, you get yanked back. Nimue, where are you trying to put her?
How far
wanna-
do I go?
I would like to be able to pull her maybe like over there, like right next to Ryland.
How much movement do you have left?
I have 25 feet left.
Okay, so you can move her 10 feet essentially.
5, 10.
All right, where am I going?
I'll put you right here,
Right there.
All right.
Okay.
Drag her back
right in the middle.
hopefully out of harm's way.
No, at least right in the middle of the healers.
All right, there's your action. Anything else from Nimue?
Alrighty, then I'm. Trying to think. Guess as a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and target maybe Boria with a hunter's mark.
Okay, you target Bordia. All
You know
right.
What may be smarter actually is I may this may seem a little bit silly. I do silly things. I'm going to actually, instead of hunter's marking him, I'm going to bonus action step of the wind since I don't have any movement left, and I'm just gonna come up and kind of intercept Boria just to make sure that he at least can't move forwards towards.
Doesn't sound silly.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're getting in front of your foe here. All right, you step of the wind up in front of Borgia and try to protect the horrendously, grievously wounded cat. Ryland.
This is tricky. I guess. How you feeling, Cat? Oh, Cat's not there.
I'll see you later.
Cat didn't take that attack. So Cat's got a little bit of health.
What's up?
How you looking there?
32 out of 100.
How are you looking?
She's screaming as she's feeling her childhood memories ripped from her brain,
You know.
as you do. And she's like inconsolable right now. She saw her dad for a second, then he just disappeared. A lot of things are going on right now.
Okay. Okay, first off, then I am going to hit Cat with Cure Wounds. You just got dragged way on the ground, so I'm gonna set my hand like on your shoulder, be like, no, it's okay, don't worry. It's gonna pass, Cat.
She keeps screaming. Thank you.
21 points of healing.
21 points of healing. Fuck yeah. Thank you.
And then I am going to use my movement, 15, 20, 30, to move to this side of this thing. And that'll be it for me.
All right. let's see. Do. Right, sorry, 7. You're up. Seven.
He's thinking, I think.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. All right. Well, I will. I guess 7 being shocked will use a bonus action to start his blade song, and then I guess he's going to try. I don't want to hurt anybody else. Not a lot of options, so I'm going to cast another of my 5th level spells here. Let's see. We have 3 prepared. I'm going to reach out. I'm gonna pull out Bastion and invoke it, and Bastion's like a massive plane of metal, and you see some kind of like magnetic kind of waves in the air as it reaches out to this thing, and it needs to make a strength saving throw.
Okay, a strength saving throw. All right, strength. Where are you? Is that it? Yeah, okay.
DC 17.
Actually not super strong, and it rolled a natural 1.
All right, well, there must be some kind of iron or something in this thing somewhere, because it looks like it freezes up, and the next thing you see, it gets lifted 30 feet in the air, just kind of hangs there looking restrained, its body locked up. It can't
Telekinesis.
move. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's awesome. You just reach out for some sort of metals that must be in it, and yoink it up into the sky. It goes up 30 feet, and as it does so, you can see this like thin trail of the queen's meal, this goo.
We lost Anthony.
It was about that time he froze for the night.
Yeah, right?
You can see this thin trail of goo.
At least we know it's consistent across all the houses.
It's a hardware issue.
Right? Have you seen Fantastic Fungi?
No.
Watch it.
I don't think I will.
It's great. No, it's just like a documentary about fungus and all the crazy stuff that you can do with it, including like a big study on how they can be used to clean oil spills. I forget the guy's name, but he's super famous in the bungle scene, and especially the medicinal uses of it. And the first time he ever took it, he was given like a whole bag of mushrooms. He's like, I don't know how to take it, so he took all of them.
Oh,
Took
shit.
like 10 times the dose, and he was stuck in a tree during a thunderstorm, and he had a huge stuttering problem. And he's just like, I just thought introspectively to myself, you need to talk to people more. Stop stuttering. And then from that point on, he never stuttered again.
Well, damn. Well. Side note.
Uh-oh,
Oh,
the power just flickered.
Wow. I've been reading more of that book.
About time.
Yeah.
I'm already like halfway back through the first one.
Oh, wow. You're doing
Which
it again.
book?
Name of the
The
one.
name of the week.
Oh,
Can't
Yeah,
believe
I
you
mean,
get
he's-
into that.
nope.
What's really funny is I realized, so at one point they sell like their exam dates, Scarlet, and I don't think you'll catch this because you're not super tech savvy, but the way they count the days is in binary.
Oh, weird.
Because he says he has an exam on the 5th day and he holds up a middle finger and a thumb up while he did the other ones, which is a 101,
Oh, I gotcha.
which is 5 in binary.
Cool, he took time to write all that in, but, then got depressed and decided he wasn't going to finish it.
Listen, the third, the next book comes out this summer.
The next book is not coming out ever. You mark
Yeah.
my words, sir. You welcome to the family of the people who are going to live only to be disappointed by fucking Patrick fucking Rothfuss.
All right.
Fuck,
Listen,
alright.
it's still slated for 11 July.
I'm so fucking mad at that guy. I'm so fucking
Yeah.
mad.
11 July, man.
I mean, Quoth even says in the book at some point that, like, something about like the worst sort of person is the person who never finishes a story.
Really?
Yeah, that's a direct quote from his main character.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if you do
But I
the
said
first
him-
2 books and then go back and listen to the first one, you can see a lot of, obviously, because you know the events, there's a lot of foreshadowing of stuff.
He's such a brilliant writer, and there's so much subtext in there. Just
Okay.
little phrases that end up being foreshadowing puns that you don't realize until later.
Right.
He puts a lot of
And-
detail in there.
So much
He
genius,
does.
and to leave that series unfinished, I feel like is the fucking cruelest
Yeah.
thing that any author's ever done to me in my life. I hate the man. He could burn in hell for all I care. Maybe we lost Anthony for good.
Maybe like,
Nah,
I'm gonna-
I'm going to take my turn just because it'll speed up some things. So everybody take 26 extra hit points. And you can move your movement speed.
$26, huh?
Yeah, because I can do level 4 aid for 15 hit points, and then my bonus action for another 11 for all 5 of us.
Oh, but does your bonus action is temp, right?
The bonus action's temp, and aid increases the maximum, so they stack.
So it's 15 max and 11 temp.
Yep.
I don't really want to move until I know what this guy can do. Honestly, considering the first guy almost
Well,
fucking
we know
killed
we
me.
gotta scatter.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
probably
scatter,
right.
and I mean he should be out of fucking tentacle range at least, and he's restrained.
Yeah. Seven and Sophia are like human bodyguards.
He might have some spells, but
Yeah, out of character. Well, no, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do. That's too.
Because I really just want to get up in this guy's fucking
Metagaming.
face, and wail on him, but
Let me.
You know, that's
Before I would
exactly.
If you want to get in his face, how many memories you want to lose today?
I,
You want to be
honestly,
left like
Wonder
a
who you
gibbering
want.
idiot that doesn't even remember her name?
fair enough. Maybe that'll be why I'm not
That's
part.
the end.
All of her memories are gone, so it's not me playing.
Cat has to go on an eat, pray, love journey to rediscover herself.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he did say until you take a short rest, so presumably it's not permanent.
Well, that's the speed.
Oh, that's the
That's the
speed.
speed. The memories are just gone.
Forever.
Your family didn't seem that great anyway.
Hey, Max.
Hey.
So does that mean when you lose more of your identity, does more of your grandfather's creep in?
Ooh, it should. That'd be cool.
Probably, yeah.
Like your favorite meal is now replaced with his memory of his favorite meal,
Yeah.
and you crave it.
Who knows? We'll figure. Well, that'll be up to you guys to figure out. Fuck it, I'm gonna get up in his face. I'm gonna start wailing on him.
Go for it.
Are we gonna wait until he gets
He's
back?
30 feet
or-
up in the air, so you're gonna have to jump.
Oh, he's 30 feet up in the air?
Yep.
Oh, why the fuck am I getting up in his face then? Holy shit. He's gonna slam
Aren't-
down. He's gonna ground pound.
Isn't
so
Brea marked?
the
There's
point-
like the green.
If you guys didn't see, Anthony said the point is you can see a trail of goo descending from this creature back to the mule pit.
So you can
assumably
cut that.
this thing is healing, probably, as it stays in
Oh.
the
Maybe sever that linkage.
Oh,
think that would be-
shit.
Yeah, you can
I can do that.
untether it, maybe. That would be good.
Also, aren't these 3 guards in green? Aren't they shifting to us? So we're about to get more of these things.
Yep. I'm better against groups, so I'll stick right there. I'll move to Moria's south and I'll try to cut the cordon and wail on him.
I guess I'll help you kick Boria, because I can only like fire arrows at that big dude.
Yeah. Scarlet, whenever you're listening to patients talk and doing the end thing, just keep an AirPod in.
Yeah, right.
Gotta love it.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Hey! I decided to show up. Where were we? We had a levitating goo monster,
Yep.
and it's Safine's turn.
Yeah, I bolstered everybody with an aid in my mantle of inspiration, so everybody went up about 26 hit points. And we're able to move without triggering a attack of opportunity. And then it's going to be Cat's turn. Figured to save some time.
Got it.
Cat's gonna start wailing on Mr. Boria with her magic sword.
Till the end of your next turn, the creature is restrained.
I thought you were going to go for that other thing.
All right, end of your next turn. Got it.
Oh shit! Yeah, my bad. So, is there still a trail like connecting Boria, Mr. Boria, to
There is.
the goop? Then Cat's actually gonna go for that. Try to sever the cord.
The trail. Let's see. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. That'd just be a straight weapon attack. I rolled those other two.
I'll tell you this as you make your first attack. You swing down at the tether, and your sword makes contact with it, and you can see that the blade has like bitten into the ground, but the tether actually seems to have slid to the side so that it is like curving around where the blade contacts it. It seems as if the tether like somehow avoided the attack or like moved around the attack, but you get the feeling that it would be very, very difficult to actually pin this tether down and do much damage to it.
Then it looks like I'm going after the big dude. Then that 17 would be the second attack would be against the...
He is 30 feet in the air right now, I believe.
Boria?
Oh, the big dude. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the actual, like, the monster thing. No, Boria.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
you can
Boria.
attack Boria.
Yeah,
and a
so-
17 is a hit.
Okay. Just 11 points of slashing.
Just 11 points of slashing as you hack into Boria. But interestingly, you'll notice that the creature that is floating up in the air gurgles as if in response to you striking Boria. Boria
Okay.
doesn't really seem to respond.
Interesting. Okay. Can I do anything else as my bonus action? Let me see. Nothing I can see, so I'll be
All
my
right.
turn.
Okay. Boria, or as you're coming to realize, the gooey appendage shaped like Boria, is going to lash out at you again, Cat, since you volunteer to be so close.
Please don't be. Please don't. Please don't. Please
Just
don't
score
crit me.
another critical
Please
hit,
don't
I'm
maybe.
gonna
crit me.
re-
Please don't crit me again.
the reaction.
Okay, what is that?
Let me find it. Silvery barb.
Silvery barb. You magically distract the triggering creature. Okay. It has a disadvantage, basically.
Yep, and I'm going to then give Nimue the an advantage of attack, I believe.
Nice.
Um,
And that's advantage on next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw that you can
I
use
think
Nimue.
it's just one or the other. You either oppose disadvantage or you give advantage.
Is it? You can then choose a different creature.
I think it's both. It's both.
Oh,
It's
never mind.
both.
I lied.
Yeah, it's a nifty little spell.
I read
Um. Okay, so it's gonna have disadvantage.
Bless you.
And then the triggering creature must re-roll the d20. Okay, so it has disadvantage on this, making it just a 21 to hit Cat.
Oh my god.
So very.
That's definitely a hit.
All right. That's not. Don't worry. It's not the crit damage. It's just 12 bludgeoning and 12 psychic.
There goes
Very
all that
cool.
healing you got.
There goes all that healing.
Then Boria is going to hit you again, the pseudopod. But that's just an 11 to hit.
All right.
And then it's going to eeny, meeny, miny. Who feels like making a wisdom saving throw?
I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I suppose. I mean, it's taken a little some hits, but I think 7 is the one. Oh no, it can't. Okay, no, that's not an option. Oh my god. You know what? It can do this, and so it's going to. It's going to move up its boys here, advancing. Oh, and yeah, why not? It can do this too. Out of the goo, another form arises. It takes on a shape. And sort of gains coloration, and after a couple seconds, you realize it looks an awful lot like Cat.
Excuse me?
Yep, Cat rises up out of the goo. It is also
Which
going.
one is the real one?
Which one is the real Cat? I mean, it's pretty clear which one just rose out of the goo. And the one that just came rushing up to Nimue is going to take the creature's second attack. striking or attempting to. Oh wait, I did. I already rolled 2 attacks. Never mind. Okay, it doesn't make a pseudopod attack, but it does use this ability. Nimue, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Well, wasn't that good? Damn.
That's not great, Nimue. You feel this thing as this.
She has advantage on it if she wants it because of the silvery barbs.
I'll take advantage.
Advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. All right, here's what I'm gonna say. You got to give me a fresh roll since you can't use that ability knowing what the second roll is. So give me one more wisdom save. All right, 16. That's still a failure, I'm afraid.
Damn.
It
was a good shot.
It was a good go. You are going to take the following psychic damage as this apparently not a guard at all, but just another extension of this creature gets near you, and you feel it ravaging your mind. 8d10. 42, still slightly below average. Psychic damage.
Thank goodness for Sephine.
Try.
And Nimue, it is your turn. Oh, and of course, people are like screaming and running in every direction, getting the hell out of here. Seems to be a common theme whenever you guys show up. Nimue, it's your turn.
We are such nice people.
Roland is running. Any of these people have broken from this line and they're getting the hell out of here. But it is your turn, Nimue.
Well, first, I'm gonna do a little.
This poor guy's like, ah!
I suppose I should do a little bit of setup. I'm going to go ahead and activate the claw as a bonus action. I'm ultra wary of Goop Cat. Oh, She could corner me any way that she wants to, though. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this guy. I'm gonna start off with rapier attack. Blam.
17's a hit.
Damage.
All right, 11 points. Once again, as you strike this guy in front of you, you see that your blade just runs right through him. As you pull it back out, it's covered in white gunk, almost like glue sticking to it. And once again, the creature suspended up in the air gurgles out a gasp. But the appendage does nothing.
I'll get to deal him a little bit extra damage. Here's the 6 from the claw. And
very nice.
Colossus Slayer. It's all damage. And then I'll do my extra attack. Try and punch him. Blam.
Ooh, that'll hit. And it's a little sickening how your fist like crunches into this thing, but it's like soft, but it quickly firms up as you hit it. Very non-Newtonian style. 6 more points bludgeoning damage.
Oh, and I'll get the claw, I believe, because it's on every melee attack. That's an extra 3.
All right, another 3.
And yep, I'm just gonna be back to back with Cat over here. Hope that I survive that'll be it for that turn.
Devar, should we die with
Yeah,
glory?
exactly.
Ryland.
Okay, so Ryland is gonna kind of run over here in between these civilians.
Oh, they're running. Ah! Ah!
And then that ever so often glow that's going to extend out from him with an emboldening bond. And it's going to reach out and touch myself, Seven, Cat, and Nimue.
But which cat?
Our cat.
But
Both
which
cats.
one? But
Oh,
who
to
is
see.
who?
Alrighty.
And then I am going to bonus action. That's an action. Bonus action.
Oh, never mind. You don't need an aura. I don't know why I was turning that on.
I will cast Shield of Faith on Cat.
Oh, why? Thank you.
And that'll be it for Ryland.
Magical black tie zips up her neck.
She is very confused, but also very, very grateful.
Okay. It is Seven's turn. I have to think about this for a second. I think I may have screwed up something here.
Well, when you're done thinking, I guess this creature can make another strength ability check.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to walk that back, but I will keep it in mind for the future. Another strength check. All right. That is a 17.
17 is the save DC.
Is it? Okay. You sure? Oh, okay. Then it just nails it.
So then it plummets 30 feet back to the ground, I guess.
Splorts into the ground and kind of reforms itself up. It'll take some fall damage.
About 100.
And
11 points. Not bad.
and then I guess this is as good a time as any for a good old fireball.
Ooh. Kaboom.
Throw it so that I catch it and the two dudes, the two green blobber dudes flanking it.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. The flames erupt and they kind of singe the top of the pit as they expand outward. They catch these two creatures, just miss Cat, I presume. And also hit the big one. It is going to make its dex save. It is going to fail. And it will take 34 points of fire damage, becoming burned pretty badly. You notice, Seven, that the two others who get caught in the flames don't really seem to react to the fire. Like the big thing is like as it's throwing its arms up to fend off the flames, but it's not as if the two guards are like fire, fire. They're just kind of continuing to march forward.
But I thought it was taking the damage that they took.
It is, from what you can tell, taking the damage that they take, but it all seems to be based on what you've just seen, one creature. So it's not as if it's like transferring damage from them to it. It's just all part of the same being. So one creature, one dex save against fireball, no matter how many squares it occupies. Essentially, no matter how big it is.
So if I had hit one of those dudes with the fireball, it would have hurt the creature.
Correct.
All right. Seven's a little confused, but that ends his turn.
Think of it this way: a medium-sized creature makes one dex save against fireball. A large-sized creature makes one dex save against fireball. A huge creature makes one dex save against fireball. So it doesn't really matter how many squares the creature occupies. One creature, one save.
Yeah, they're like tendrils of a flesh golem, just more spread out.
I get that, but like if you get shot in the chest with a shotgun, like your stomach's not gonna hurt any less than your torso, you know?
Right.
Like,
I feel like I still should have hit it 3 times, but that's okay. That ends my turn. I don't really have a good bonus action to take. Maybe I'll just move a little bit. I'll kind of stay spread out here.
Okay.
I want to stay within. What's the range on your
30
emboldening
feet.
bot? Okay.
Within
so
any of us. So it's 30 feet within me, Cat, or Nimue.
Okay, so I can move south a little. I'll stay right here, right there.
I do get what you're saying, but the rules aren't quite granular enough to say if a creature gets totally engulfed in a fireball versus half engulfed in a fireball versus one of their legs is in the fireball.
D&D is weird, man. You gotta.
Yeah. Yep. But it did get hurt by the flames. It did not like that. And 7 moves on over, and Safine is up.
I'm going, now that it's on the ground, I'm going to look at it. And cast Command, which it has a DC 17. And I'm going to look at it and say, lie down.
Command. Let's see. Command. Oh, huh. It doesn't have that requirement. Interesting. You tell it to lie down.
It seemed to understand English up until the point that Cat hit it, so...
Yeah. For some reason I thought command was restricted to humanoids, but it's not. So...
It's creature, as long as they have a language.
And it's a... What save again?
Wisdom 17?
It's really not... Okay, yeah. It apparently is not very good at these. Okay. It is going to... Can it be prone? It can't. It can't technically go prone because it's a goo blob, but it can, basically waste its turn. On its turn, it'll just kind of like blob there.
Sure. And then move half of its movement getting up or whatever.
Right. It'll have to do that.
Cool. And then I'm gonna step up next to Ryland and be like, I know I usually don't join you up front, but let's try something a little bit different. Entourage of elegance.
This is already a little different there, Zephine.
So it's 30, everybody, I'm basically doing a 30-foot radius on us. And so any friendly creatures in the area has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magic effects. Your saving throw, a failed will do half damage, and if you save against the damage, you take no damage. So I've got a 30-foot radius coming out for me to protect everybody.
Very nice, Safine.
Sailor Moon sparkles start coming down on all top of you.
Sailor Moon sparkles.
And you are fucking bedazzled in elegance from Safine.
Ekaterina.
Go ahead and burn one of these. Throw some attacks out there. No great weapon master because I think he.
You do get
is
plus
like
D4 to your attacks.
Oh, that's a
Ouch.
nat 1, baby.
Take that card.
Oh
Do
my
I take a
god.
card or do you take a
Cat. Cat.
Uh-oh.
Trying to die.
Uh-oh. What is it? What is it? What is it?
Cramp!
No, not the cramp. That's the worst one.
Oh man, you take a D4 penalty to your next 2 attacks. Oh, and I completely forgot the other thing that happens due to your memory drain, which is that you're also suffering a D4 penalty on your
On my
Saving throws. Wisdom
ability
Everything?
checks and attack rolls.
Oh, cool.
Good
You're
thing-
forgetting how to fight.
Oh, very
Oh,
cool.
no.
Gonna start calling
No
you
matter
Mikhail
what, I think
soon.
I
Yeah,
know.
I think Kat's gonna need some time back at the Dasha to
It's the
recuperate.
perfect excuse for her to convalesce for a bit,
Yeah.
assuming she survives. Yeah,
it's-
your arm cramps up.
And the second attack, would that be a minus a D4 or?
That is actually
Yeah.
minus. It should be minus 2 D4s now.
But you
So
get-
if I
you
get
you
emboldened
one plus
bond,
D4.
Okay, you get minus 2 D4s, but plus 1 D4 from
okay.
the emboldening
so-
bond.
So minus 3.
Minus
Okay.
3.
Plus 3.
Okay, so it's still a hit.
Very cool. All right, let's just throw that on there, and then that's a D10 from the superiority die. So that's
Ooh,
18
nice.
slashing damage.
You slash into this creature.
Guys,
It hurts.
Desperately trying to slash out at this thing. That's all I can
Alright. Okay, it has to spend its turn, like, lying down, which it can't really do, but you do see it, like, deform a little bit back into a blob, and as it does so, all of these appendages kind of deform as well. Let me think about whether they should actually... Yeah, I'll give it to you. You see Cat and all of these guards kind of like lie down on the ground, and as they do say, they turn into white blobs as well. And they dissipate back into the puddle.
Wait, what?
They're gone.
On Safine's turn, he commanded them to lie down, and they all sort of lie down and just... That makes sense. It doesn't matter anymore. That's how I'm rolling it. Okay.
MVP.
Huh. Okay.
Nimue.
All out attack. I'm a bonus action activate the arms and go full 9-tail fox and run up there and start swinging. I also don't have to run too far.
You don't
Like
have to
that
run
far.
too far. And you just step over
Step
and
over a
your
little
giant arms begin swinging at the thing. Let's see them.
Unarmed strike number 1. We'll do a fancy one. Wasn't that great?
Oh no. Nimue. Oh, you know what? You also are suffering the D4 penalty. Because you have been memory drained too.
Ooh.
But that was a natural one no matter what, so let's take a look. Oh, tender, you're tender. The thing is non-Newtonian, so when you smack it, it gets really hard on your knuckles. You're going to deal half damage, and I need you to roll a d4 for me. Another d4. Oh, you're going to deal half damage for the next
Really?
5 rounds. That is absolutely brutal.
Gosh, I'm gonna make track of that.
Stunning strike, all the thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and do the extra attack. This time, I'm going to try and hit with the rapier so I can start getting my stack.
All right, so now I need you to add a d4 from Safine and subtract a d4 from your memory erosion.
That D4
So
is
here's-
Ryland.
Rylands.
Oh, from Ryland, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So that's an 18,
18.
and then a net 16. That is
This
a
is
miss,
awful.
I'm afraid.
Damn. Okay, that's all
Oh
I
wait,
got.
wait. No,
Oh.
no, that's a hit. Sorry, that's a hit.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
that's its AC. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And here's. Oh, let me get back.
Give me that, and then it's gonna be half of it.
Hey. We can see what we want to. I don't know what you do with the Colossus Slayer, and the Claw.
Do you normally double the Colossus Slayer and the Claw on a crit?
I'm gonna go read.
The dice roll, right?
It's a
Colossus
dice roll, I
Slayer.
believe so. Yeah, it's all. I think it's all gonna get halved.
Hmm.
If you would normally double it, you'll have it here. So that's gonna be that's gonna be 3 and another 1 and another 3. 7 points of damage. Think.
Well, I mean, 9 and 7, so 16, so it's 8 damage total, right?
8. Okay, 8 damage.
7, 3, 6.
Right.
I believe that's it.
Okay. That was a rough round for Nimue, but she's still managing to at least land some hits. At least one. And this thing is starting to look like it always looked like a blob, but it's even blobbier than before. Ryland.
Oh, why'd you gotta say that like that? No, I don't know. You know, Brown's feeling good. Numbers are on my side tonight. We're gonna upcast Guiding Bolt this bish.
Get him.
Guiding Bolt
Plus a D4.
plus a d4. 15. I'm afraid that's a miss.
Fuck your monster. Yeah.
Sorry, Ryland.
That's it for me then.
Okay. 7.
We got 2 more. Wait, Cat, you can still attack, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. Just not like incredibly effectively.
All right. We're gonna try to finish this thing.
There's 3 of you between it and its next turn.
This is wasteful to do on one creature, but I'm gonna do it. Just hope.
Super everything Omni Strike. I love it. That's the oh god. Normally you can target up to 6 creatures with it, right?
Yep, that's the one. But I'm just targeting the one. It's a 20 to hit for 42 force
Oh
damage.
my god.
Plus 10.
20 to hit. 42 force damage. Oh yeah, add that D4 on. You're gonna need it. You already know what this thing's AC is. It's just 42 points of force damage. I imagine that 7 just teleports over there and just like begins hacking it from every direction with his blades. They're like a whirlwind around him.
I get 6, right? So pretend it's just like 6 attacks for 8 damage each.
And it is sliced to ribbons. You're cutting through it now. And it just looks like a stack of like, I don't know, fresh mozzarella slices on top of each other.
That's kind of disgusting, but okay.
I don't know. I can't think of a better term.
Right.
But you just slice it 6 different ways, and like all the pieces kind of flop on top of each other as they are slowly reforming. Anything else from 7?
No, but I suppose actually I have to.
Do you have to end your turn?
Because you can then teleport to an occupied space you can see.
Okay, so I guess you can stay way back there if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I'll teleport
Coward.
back.
Okay.
Coward.
He's like coward.
I mean, I don't need to lose any more memories. All right.
You don't, have you lost any? You haven't even been hit by this thing.
Not in this fight.
Not that you remember. Maybe you were hit by it.
Maybe.
Safine, you're up.
I still have my mantle of command up, and so I'm gonna look at it and go, lay back down in the dirt you came from. And then I'm gonna unleash 3 charges from my magic missile wand.
Oh, pew pew pew! Alright, that's okay.
3 plus 2 more, so 3 charges is 5 bolts.
Okay, I got you. 6, 8, 13, 15 points of damage, and a command that it has to follow. Let's see here. It is going to have to make a wisdom saving throw. Man, that ability is so brutal for locking down one creature with a bad wisdom save. I don't suppose a 16 passes.
And, like, honestly, I was like, I just want to make a bard and, like, summon zombies. And I didn't realize how purely oppressive a pure bard would be with, like, hey, no, silvery barbs, you can't do that. And now you're on the ground, and now you're this. And everybody take a shit ton of life. And
yeah, I mean, silvery barbs is a new addition. There's definitely a tiny bit of power creep with silvery barbs. But,
totally.
But yeah, the mantle of command, I mean, well, to be fair, the last fight I threw like 30 creatures at you, so it was a little less useful. But
right.
But yeah, well done, Safine. You lock this thing down again and blast it with some magic missiles. You can see that like those individual slices 7 made in it are trying to pull themselves together and reform, and you're just blasting at it, and the little slicey blobs of semi-solid goo are like sliding around as it's still trying to pull itself up.
It looks like toasted tofu now.
It kind of does. Cat, it's your turn.
Cat doesn't care if she loses her memories, all of her memories. She just wants this thing to die. So she's going to go ahead and run back on up there. She's going to use this one.
Leaping Bear.
It's just for the extra damage.
All right.
22. That's minus what again? What am I?
You're down a D4 from your critical failure. You're down another D4 from the memory loss, and you're up a D4 thanks to Ryland. Okay. Ryland's doing good work there. 21 is a hit.
That's 12 plus a D10, so 22.
22 points of slashing damage.
And one more.
Yeah.
She just wants to slice this thing again.
Slice and dice. I mean,
whatever. She's just gonna try and decapitate this thing.
Yeah. Well, it would be easier if it had a head to target. The 11 is just sort of a wild swing. But I will tell you this: 22 points of damage. Cat, how do you want to kill this Queen's Meal Oblex?
So
or Ublex.
I guess she's more wild-eyed from the sucker punch and then the wild melee that's happened. So she's just swinging her sword, her grandfather's sword, again and again and again, and you see that it's not so much badass as much as it's desperate. She's just like slamming down on it, not even hitting with the edge of the blade, and she's just collapsing to her knees, clearly exhausted.
Oof. Exhausted as you hack and slash and cut into this thing. Every time you see it like trying to reform itself, you just keep cutting it into smaller and smaller pieces. And finally, those pieces seem to stop moving entirely. It stops trying to reform. And it just turns into this white pile of slop and like almost like gunky curds. It's any gross thing you can imagine is what it is, as you manage to bring it down in spite of what it was doing to you.
Wow, that was a workout.
Mhm.
Anyone hungry?
I mean, we can grill up some mushroom.
Sounds a lot better than meal.
I think it's all the same.
I mean, there's nobody else in line now. We can just, get them
Go, Seven, go.
Okay,
Jump in.
There's a bunch of bowls on the ground here. If you guys want one.
Ask more questions to Roland over there.
Oh, Roland's gone 2 rounds ago. Everyone is screaming in horror, running down the streets of Stalovoy, and as Seven debates the best way to consume as much of this stuff as possible, and Kat heaves a sigh of relief that this thing is finally dead. She at least remembers how to kill things. That is where we will have to draw our session to a close for now.
Okay, bye, Max. See you in 8 months.
All right.
Yeah.
Right?
Cat's just gonna take a little nap for a while.
For 8 months.
If anything, just send her on the nearest like carriage back to Visegrad, and she'll chill there for a bit.
We'll keep you in the same trunk we're gonna keep Elcraft
No.
in.
Just cart her around.
Yeah, just take you with us.
She would take one look and be like,
"Oh my god,
no, I'm going home." She'd probably just leave at this point. She'd be like, no, if you need me, find me at home.
We're gonna leave you in that trunk sleeping, and then you're gonna get back, and we're like, oh yeah, we're off on this island in the middle of the ocean. We're like, oh, but you're in the trunk of a carriage at a noble's house.
Right.
Nah, I think
Seven-
she's just gonna take some convalescence.
Seven's just gonna teleport you somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, where do you want to go? I got some nice vacation spots in my my room book. Send you to a beach somewhere on an island.
I hear there is a nice
Not too
cruise
bad.
liner.
Zaychik, if you are not there, why would I be? I wouldn't be on vacation, would I?
There's a cruise liner nearby that has their own dragon on a ship.
Really?
Yeah. It's called
Yeah,
Julius
there is.
Wares.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm going home.
She just needs the brood.
You're going home at half speed there, buddy.
Yeah. It's gonna be a long walk.
A broken pinky? Is that what it was?
You stubbed a toe, apparently.
Very cool.
Or it smashed your toe. I like to think it has more to do with the way that it racked your brain. But that's a rough way to go out for Kat. But at least she landed the final blow on that.
You managed to end up worse off than the guy who was resurrected. He looks more hale and hearty than you do.
It's probably very true, yeah.
Man.
So yeah, cat's just going home, baby.
Maybe you can find Dima 8.
Well, Dima 9, actually.
Dima 9.
Dima 9. Oh,
I keep
There are
remembering.
Dima a dozen.
Wait,
I'm
wait, did something happen to Dima 8?
We forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
Or did I
Eight.
forget?
Eight became eaten.
Uh-oh.